Hey, Direwolf, what's going on? Nope, I've been looking at it all day and seeing what people are doing, and I watched a few of the streamers um, a little earlier this morning, and everything is pretty much still foobar. I guess it's can't call ships, missions aren't popping. I mean, the norm can't get out of the seats, and that's kind of what I was gonna do today. Is kind of let a couple people filter in, and then we're gonna go over like kind of where it's at because right now we're still stuck on this major outage. Did you try to play today? Gotcha. Yeah, it was a long day at work. Got home about an hour or so ago. Thought I'd hop on and do a quick little stream and look at some of this stuff. Yeah, I haven't gotten a 30K yet. So far, it's just been I can't get out of the seat or the missions don't work. I was looking at who was I watching today? One of the bigger streamers. Was it Tomato? No, it was Level Cap. Level Cap was doing bunker missions, and he couldn't even complete them because there would be like two enemies left, and they would never spawn. But that's kind of like a normal issue. I don't know. I know I got a few people gave me a lot of criticism about my last video about the wipe is coming, and I'm still holding true to that because I read through and I saw the devs comment, and they just use words like "we don't expect to, wipe." Well, that to me says maybe, and with CIG, it's kind of like 50-50. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. So I'm gonna play it safe and hang on to my AUEC until 3.18.1, which I mean technically was supposed to be this week, but who knows now? I mean, I just saw that they posted another update right here at 1930. They're working on to mitigate increasing error rates, character repair temporarily disabled. That's getting into the game and stuff. Is what they're working on a lot. I don't know if they're actually working on bugs or if it's all tied together or what. I don't know. Maybe all these issues that they're having are all completely tied together to this back end stuff, which is what's causing like you not to be able to get out of your ship. And I mean, the AI is still in poor shape. Like, and it's not just the AI. I mean, the server tick rates were pretty good from what I've seen, and the FPS has been really good. It's just the yeah, Zach, the PES. No, I definitely think it's an issue, but like, yeah, yeah, I saw that too. But they backed off on it from what I think the original plan was for PES. I think it was supposed to be their version of PES was going to be a lot bigger, like their idea of it. And if you watch that one of those last videos they did, I don't know if it was on live or what. I didn't really prepare for this stream. I just thought everybody was kind of talking about it. Nobody can play, so. But anyways, they were talking about that if there's a clutter around a certain area, it's going to despawn. So if you have like they're only going to allow like so many boxes. Like maybe they would only allow 50 boxes in a certain area, and after 50 boxes, then the first box would like disappear. and so on, and as more PES items show up. Same with the bottles. Like they're not gonna let the stations get too cluttered after there's so many, instances of a certain item. They're gonna get deleted, just like in every other game. PES isn't some, you know, amazing thing that they came up with. Give us some credit. Hey, who knows what they'll do? I mean, I think they're under the impression now that it's going kind of badly. I mean, I think for me this was all expected. I didn't expect any of this to go. I mean, they're right on par with what I thought was going to happen. I thought they were going to release it. I thought it was going to fail miserably until they were able to catch up with all the influx of players. And they did say that. They did say that's the next step of testing, right? I mean, we're all, I mean, yeah, blah, 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 alpha. We're just testers and all that kind of stuff. But they did say that there could be major issues when they went live. Zach, are you playing? Are you able to play right now? Are you able to get in? Here, let me change microphones. Is that better? I turned this one on. Is that a lot better? Yeah. Okay. Everybody's pretty much having the same issue. It's like I was just saying. I don't know if you were here a minute ago, but I was watching like Level Cat play, and I mean, he couldn't even play. I just hope they are. I mean, I think they're all hands on deck right now, but we'll see. We'll see what comes on it up on it. But I did just see this right here down here in the updates. This last. I mean, they're still on major outage for sure, but the team is working to mitigate increasing error rates. Character repair temporarily disabled. Yeah, I did hear that the arena commander works. I did hear that. Isn't Star Marine working? I thought Star Marine was actually working too. Not that I'd play that. That thing's a glitchy mess. I've played it a few times, and the desync is so real that it's not even worth trying. Yeah. I hear you, Zach. But yeah, I just wonder if I just wonder if it's PES related, but I wonder if all this stuff I don't think is created by PES. Like this stuff, the error rates, like getting into the game, that's all back end stuff of the like character syncing, and your account sync and that kind of stuff. But I wonder if that is related to all the other errors. I don't know how that. I mean, no. I guess nobody really knows how it's all tied together, but CIG. But this just seems like a server issue, like just the server being like so overloaded right now. But yeah, I mean, we did get the launcher, resolved, but that was like on day one. But yeah, here we are on the 13th, and they're working on it. That's really all we know at this current status. I was looking through was it the issue council? Yeah, I was looking through this, but this is kind of, I mean, at this point, it's all old news. Yeah. Was it that old, or is it the one from like last month or a month, maybe 2 months ago? It was the one that was early this year, right? It wasn't that old, was it? Or are you talking about one that's like way older? Ah, okay. Gotcha. I'm sure I saw it. I mean, I try to keep up with most of this stuff, but there's so much going on right now. Okay, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, but in this issue council, this stuff is just, I mean, it's just on and on and on and on with this stuff. 3.18 doesn't work properly. Really? I mean, this person didn't like look before they posted. I think it's insane. So it's just the overall size of it. So like when the servers went straight to 100, but in the PTU, I was on servers that had 100 people on the PTU and they weren't having the issues. I wonder what changed between 100 servers in the PT or 100 people on a server in the PTU to 100 people on a server in the regular PU. No, that's a good point. That's actually a good point. It was wiped. It was like wiped every at least 2 days. Thanks, Nam. I really appreciate that. Thanks for stopping by. Do you want to hang out for a little bit? I was gonna take a look at some stuff. I was gonna play a video that I found earlier by Knight's Remnant. That's pretty cool. I think you guys would probably enjoy it. Nomad. So you're thinking it's a like something got corrupted when they did it. I haven't really heard that yet. I didn't hear that the database got corrupted. I knew that it went down, but I guess that would make sense that it would be corrupted. Zach, I saw the videos of them doing that with the C2s. They were especially like around the cities they were testing it, and it was like immediately killing the server. But that's when they implemented that. So like on a C2, if a C2 blew up like somewhere local like that, that was the idea, right? They were gonna, if you had 600 entities on that C2, when it blew up, you weren't gonna get all 600 entities. You would only get as many as it would allow you, because it was something to do with them being connected to like the cargo grid versus them being their own entities. I swear I saw a dev say something about that. It's probably on Spectrum. It might not have been a dev. Yeah, that would make sense. I just feel like it's going to be like they're going to limit it too much so that now when you like, I just hope that when you soft death ships, like somebody was talking about when you soft death ships, all the entities, like all the cargo isn't staying linked to the cargo grid. So if you just soft death the ship and all the entities become like separate, that would be an issue. If they could get it to all of them to stay to the cargo grid, I think that would be helpful. Right, right. Yeah, agreed. And I'm not even going to pretend like I'm some expert on this. I have no idea, especially from like a back end standpoint. All I'm going by is what I've seen devs post first the videos and kind of just making an educated guess. I mean, I've got a feeling with all the stuff going on, they're going to have to make some sort of changes. I don't think they're just going to reboot PES and it's just going to work perfectly because they rebooted it. They're going to have to make some changes, lower the entity counts or something. I always think of it as like, you know, like when you're playing like Call of Duty or a first person shooter, you know, when you're shooting at a wall and you're like drawing something and you shoot too many bullets and then that last bullet disappears. So it's kind of like you're making a snake. A snake is chasing itself around when you're shooting. That's kind of like how I was explaining it. Yeah, the disappearing cargo nomad is one of their big things right now. I think did I have it up earlier? Like, so here are the known issues right now. Like right here. Here's the invisible cargo right here. That's what we were I've seen that quite a few times. I had this error 0, this code 0. This is the only one I haven't seen. Most of these I've seen. And half of these are carryovers from, like, you know, 4 patches ago. Yeah, I thought they were gonna, like, I think they're gonna end up trying to do something with the, like, players as well. If they would make, like, some sort of job like they were talking about before, like some sort of, you know, trash engineer or something like that, I think that would help too. But I don't think it happens fast enough. I think it's gonna have to take care of itself in game first. So then we don't really have the true PES of what they were trying to do. We just have kind of what most games have in a way. I mean, there are other games where you can drop stuff. Yeah, exactly. Janitor missions. I mean, hey, if it pays well, I'll do it. I'll load up waste in my ship and take it from the stations. Can you imagine if you could, like, walk around and, like, put that stuff in, like, trash bins, and then put the trash bins and lock those to your cargo grid and then sell them for, like, really good money? Like, recycle? I could buy. Who knows? But yeah, some of this stuff in here, like this, well, I think the big one right now is the ship menus where you can't call your ship. That's a big issue. And then even in one of the Discords I'm in, the people were saying that their ships aren't even showing up in the menus at all. And I think that comes back to the whole sync issue. Yeah, the automatic waste missions that's kind of one of those. That's where you just automatically put it in your ship though. But yeah, you're right. It's not far off if you're just doing it manually versus just having it spawn in your ship. Zach, you should tell my work that, because our Excel sheets are getting a little bit ridiculous. So why don't we take a quick break from this real fast? And I wanted to show you guys this right here. Here, let me grab my headset because I need to be able to make sure the volume is actually playing. So hopefully the video doesn't get taken down from this, but if you guys haven't seen this Knight's Remnant, man, they do some pretty epic videos. And this is, I ran across this earlier, was it yesterday? Early yesterday? And it's a pretty cool video.
Stand up. Remnant, are you prepared to exercise your
Can you guys hear it?
Are you prepared to sacrifice your life if need be? Today I'm going to need you to go out there guns blazing like goddamn Pico.
Who's Pico?
Don't ask questions.
Sir, we're ready. Company, present.
Do not go gentle into that good night. God bless and Godspeed, gentlemen.
That's a good copy, Overwatch. Out to Trojans. Scout recon indicates enemy armor presence on battlefield.
Copy, Blue Lead. Request target place.
30 seconds till egress. Enemy armor inbound.
Hey, call for escort. Hey, escort. We're getting beat up down here.
Roger, on the way.
Three, going over.
Good copy, Havoc 1. Havoc escort, we need support now. I'm trying, Airborne. They are all over me. Get out of here. I'll distract them.
Inbound armor tangos. Caution. Danger close.
Copy, danger close. Drop the ordnance now.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool video. That they are on point with their cinematics. What do you guys think about that? You like that? That was pretty. I mean, as far as like cinematics go, they do a pretty good job. He's kind of like a newer channel too. It looks like. Yeah, the editing is just like on point with them. The sounds and the flight sounds, they do a pretty good job. But they have all kind of stuff on here. I don't know if it's a group. I assume it's like a group that does these, really. Does anybody else have any anything like that? A good cinematic that, or anybody you guys follow that'd be worth a look? It's all good, Nam. I need to go through some of these and pick some of these out so we can do a day of like just checking out some other videos and stuff like that. I don't necessarily care about doing like Dead Letter. That sounds familiar. I know was it Dead Letter? What's up, Nightel? Dead Leader. Oh yes. Oh yeah, I've seen some of this. Yep, I've seen this guy. He does have some funny stuff. I think was it Salty Mike or maybe it was Grumpy or something like that who did a video. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I've seen quite a bit of this. This is some good stuff. I'm gonna have to go back and watch some of this stuff because, man, working a full-time job, your time is limited. I basically have Saturdays and Sundays. Nomad, you said what? Believe it or not, I swear I've known. Well, no, it was a Nam, but it was, I think it was Namm. Wicked Wookie. Nomad, is that Star Citizen related? Darth, I've actually said that too. Talking about the 3.18, yeah, I said give me back 3.17.4. The game ran better on 3.17.4 than it did any time I've ever played it before, and then just freaking run the events like one after the other, Jump Town, all of them, Siege of Ors, just run them back to back to back until they can get 3.18 to a better place. At least it gives us an event to do. I hated the end of 3.17.5. They were doing nothing. They did the events, but they did nothing. I love that it says entitlement. They couldn't have put a better thing on there, right? That's funny. Yeah, they killed the servers. But Zach had a good point, because I was like, I didn't understand, like, the PTU was at 100 people, right? The PTU was at 100 people all the time, but again, he was right. It's getting wiped like almost daily, right? They had a patch like every day, every other day. So it was getting wiped, so it wasn't having that time to build up. There were a lot of issues in the PTU that they did not fix. But not like this. I mean, it was playable. They weren't having the kiosk issues. They weren't having the sit in the seat issues. They weren't having any of those issues. But they were having some stuff that should have been fixed before it went out. Hey, Drakey, nope. Same old, same old. Still major outage. I mean, we can do that. I mean, I can since we're just chatting about it and stuff. Let's see what it looks like right now. I bet I'm not even able to get in. Here, let's switch let me see if I can get in. Give it a second, it's loading. See, I didn't have any problems getting into my ship, right? Ninth, you didn't have a problem getting stuck in the Connie? Oh, never mind. I got stuck in the turret. That's what it was. Sorry guys, the screen's black. This thing is loading. It's taking a second. You have two accounts and one can get in and one can't. Jesus. How many times you got to ride that elevator, though? Dyer, yeah. I was going to try to log in and just see if we could get an idea. Just to see if I can get to my ship. And they're apparently working on quite a bit today, but I don't think they've pushed anything out yet. A player stowed error, Casey? That's interesting. I have yet to see that one. Ninth, are you not able to get past this screen, this main menu loading screen? Yep, Bug Citizen's about right. I mean, it's always been buggy. And usually, some of the bugs I don't mind, right? Like, okay, I don't like them at all, but I'm okay with the ones I can work around. It's when you get the bugs like, okay, I can't get out of my seat. That's game-breaking bug. Like, because once I can't get out of my seat, I'm just dead. Like, I think it was the day 2 stream, Jessica and I both got stuck in the seat, so we couldn't do anything, so we just did bounties till we basically ran out of water. And even half the bounties weren't working, so... Hey, there's the error. I'll give it one more go. I'm not gonna sit here. I don't have that type of patience. There are way too many other games out there that work fantastic, right? So let me ask you guys this: if Star Citizen is gonna be like this for a while, and I've got a feeling it's going to be, what other games you guys playing right now? Like, if you had to pick a secondary game right now, what would you play? Hey, Ken. Thanks for stopping by. Drakey, yeah, that's what I just did. I killed it. I just killed it. Nam, Space Engineers. I actually have that one. Space Engineers is good. Kinchies? Oh, different genre. Yeah, yeah. What to say? That one does sound familiar. Nomad. Kerbal 2 is Zach, I'll look at that in a second. Putting that video up if nothing else is gonna work. Kerbal 2 has just as many bugs right now, right? Like, I was watching people play on like a 3090 and they were only getting like 20 frames a second. So I haven't even thought about buying Kerbal 2 yet. Play Arena Commander. Well, it's not even letting me into the main page right now. I've got to get into the main page, right? I mean, I got to get past this load screen onto the main menu before I can play Arena Commander. I'm not even able to get to the main menu right now. Okay, so what about No Man's Sky? Nobody's playing No Man's Sky? Hey, it works. And it's big. And there's about a billion things to do, right? I have watched people play Conan. I have not played Conan myself. Yeah, No Man's Sky. That's why I was mentioning No Man's Sky, because it did just get that new update. Well, the update was mostly for the VR stuff, but it had a little bit. So when Jessica and I aren't playing Star Citizen, I'm working with her on No Man's Sky. Believe it or not, like, Star Citizen is her first real game to ever play, so it's an interesting first game. Like, she had to learn how to like move and stuff, and trying to teach somebody how to play a game inside Star Citizen is trying to explain to her that it's not you, it's the game, where you're not doing anything wrong, it's the map. It gets to be a pain. Ghost playing checkers, yeah. Yeah. Hey, there's no bugs. The real, like real, Brian, like real money, like as in money that you actually spent on the RSI store, that doesn't get wiped. That stays locked to your account. But the AUEC, it's a 50-50 chance is what I would call it right now. The dev says they expect not to, but in the state that it's in, I don't know what they're going to do. Okay. I'm going to, real fast, I'm going to kill this launcher. Like, back all the way out of this launcher real fast. And load the launcher one more time. If I can remember my password. Oh, no, you... Oh, I got you, Brian, yeah. If they wiped pledge credits, the game would be done and be over with. And I'm pretty sure there'd be some lawsuits on that. So there was a game that some people were talking about that was an individual developer. Have any of you guys heard of, what's it called? Spaceborne 2? Have y'all heard of that? If you haven't, y'all should go look it up right now. It's pretty... Okay, last time here. Yeah, Spaceborne 2. So so check it out. It's not like Star Citizen graphics level, right? But a single developer made this. Another game that I haven't tried, I've been looking at Ovorian. I've been looking at the X4, but it doesn't have that good of reviews. I played Elite Dangerous before, but I'm not going back to that. That's too much. Yeah, he needs to go work for CIG, right? And it's not the developers, like, it's the, I think it's just like management. Like, if they could get the management down, I think a little bit better in CIG. I mean, it's been a complaint for, years now. And a lot of it is kind of like, Chris Roberts kind of slows it down a little bit because he's got this vision and he wants to meet it. And I it's his company and his money that we're, now that we've given him to create what we're backing for. I like that everybody's calling it that, the title of 318 is like Lasting Legacies or whatever. Yeah, I think they really should have rethought that, because it is definitely a lasting legacy of bugs and glitches. And it's like everybody, we all talk about, it's an alpha, whatever, but it's like I was telling, I forget who I was telling the other day. It was I guess it was Jessica. We were talking about it. I was being like, you can keep calling a turd a rose, but it doesn't mean that it's going to turn into one. Exactly, Ken. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like if they could get their management together where everybody was on the same page. I still think the biggest issue is the whole Squadron 42 thing. I think working on all the things at once is killing it. But that's just my opinion. It's not that I don't support them, and I'm not gonna keep playing it. There's no other game. We can sit here and badmouth Star Citizen all we want, but there's no other game like it, right? Can you think of one that's just like it, that you can walk up, crawl up the ladder, get in your ship, go down to a planet? Well, besides right now we can't, but in general, what we've been able to do in previous patches, there's no games like this. And there's not going to be. Because if there were, everybody can see that the success with the money that CIG is having, right? They would be. You don't play games that don't work? Uh-oh. You might be in the wrong stream. I'm kidding. I'm glad you're here. You know, the reason I can sit here, and one of the let me rephrase that. One of the reasons why I can sit here and laugh at it is because I have 2 little starter packages that I've had since, well, my first one was in 2016. That's all I have. I have a cutter and a Titan. That's it. I don't have the attachment of, so like if I don't get to play, it's not that big of a deal for me. I got my money's worth out of it, is the way I feel. But if you spend a lot of money, I can see being a lot more upset. I agree, Brian. If they release, I think I really do. Squadron's going to get released. They're going to release it. I don't know what kind of state it'll actually be in when they do release it, but eventually they're going to almost be forced to release it. Because if they're not doing anything major with Star Citizen and they're not giving us any info, eventually people do filter out. And there's going to be another game that comes along that's going to rival this. It's not going to be exactly Star Citizen, but I'm telling you, there's other companies out there that are seeing the success of what this game is doing. Eventually somebody's going to, have the balls to get up and try to do something like this and rival them. What's that other game that they have out there that was based around like cryptocurrency? Was it like Atlas or something? Atlas Rising, or I forget the name of it. Like that game was doing something, but theirs was, based around all that, currency. $1,800. I don't. Oh, you. They put you on probation for saying. Would you do that on Spectrum? Yeah, I don't even post on Spectrum. I've learned my lesson just by watching other people do it. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Mark Hamill's looking kind of rough, isn't he? Ghost, do I think it should be? Man, I think this whole, what they call feature creep, I think it's getting them. I don't think, because every time they release another patch and they add a whole bunch more stuff, they break it again, right? Like, I had been playing really well in the Cuddy Black. Like, it was an issue for a while, like getting in and out of the seat, and then it went away. Like all of 3.17.4, I was good. I didn't have that issue. and now it's back again. So like every time they add something, it messes with the whole game and it breaks it. So they just every time they keep breaking it over and over. So as long as they add something to it, it's just going to keep breaking, and they're going to have to keep repairing the game. So until they finally get to a place where they say, okay, we've added enough, let's call it beta or whatever they're going to call it, and say, let's squash all these bugs, and then we'll release like bigger patches along the way, then it's going to be like this for a while. And every time they release a patch, I think it's going to be just like this. Ken, Star Atlas, yes, that's it. That's the one I'm thinking of. Starfield. I'm going to try Starfield. I'm going to give it a try. I'm not a real big RPG player at all, but I mean, love sci-fi, anything, Battlestar Galactica, The Last Starfighter, all that stuff. I love it, and I'll probably continue to play that kind of stuff until I just probably can't see the screen anymore. So I'm definitely going to go anything that's space-wise, I'll give a try. Right now, there are so many games I want to try. I just don't have the time currently. And I do like keeping up with Star Citizen. I do. I like keeping up with it because it could be one patch could squash all this and make it playable. You just never know what they're going to do. I keep saying 3.17.4, but if y'all have been playing and y'all played 3.17.4, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, there was a few bugs in the game still that were pretty major, but you could work around them. And as long as I could work around them and actually play with my friends and do missions and stuff like that, man, we had a blast. Sorry guys, I'm sorry the screen's so black again. It's taking its time load. I don't feel like trying to keep putting stuff up in between trying to load into this. I was just looking at my phone, and there are some other people that have been able to get in just recently, so I was going to try it a couple more times. Brian, I don't think they're ever going to release... I don't think the game is ever going to make it to exactly what they have out there as info. I really think eventually they're going to have to back up. Now, that might be in 5 years from now, but 100 star systems, we aren't, unless they come up with these tools. And that's the thing about it, right? So Star Citizen and CIG is, they're developing these tools. So all these tools that they're developing, I mean, you can't tell me they're not going to turn around and like sell those as other developer tools, and they can't make money off of that as well. I'm sure that's going down, and I'm sure there's investors backing that up. So they're probably getting more money than just what we're seeing. Chris Roberts going to die for you. Hey, probably die of a stroke. He did buy himself a brand new house, and this is the only job he has, so you know where that money came from. You think so, Darth, on the multiplayer? I think Starfield would be amazing multiplayer. I think it's getting to a point now where I feel like single players are dying. I feel like they do really good at the beginning, and then they die off because then all of a sudden people want to play with their friends. It's becoming... Single player games are becoming less and less out there. I mean, I could be wrong, but for me, I always loved single player games, and now I've got, Jessica playing with me, and I enjoy the multiplayer games more now. Well, Brian, that's what Zach had some good information on that about the PTU. In the PTU, they were wiping it like often, right? And we kept getting patches like every day, every other day. And maybe it didn't have enough time to keep up. Maybe there wasn't enough people playing on the PTU for the back end to overload. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking there just wasn't enough people playing in the PTU to overload the back end like we did trying to get into it on the first day. Yep, Nam, I really do. I think they're going to, I mean, I would. I mean, why wouldn't you? You develop that tech. And like, so the 100 star systems, right? Are they going to, you think we're actually going to see that? Or once they get all this stuff, are they really going to be able to push all these planets out like they say they're going to be able to? And then not only push them out, but then populate them and make them worth going to. That's the thing, you know, you think about Chris Roberts' vision. He's not going to just throw barren star systems like we're probably going to get in Starfield, right? We're going to get... He's going to want to make the systems like playable, livable. Or maybe it is. Maybe those systems will be like specifically for like mining and salvaging and stuff. Who knows? All right, guys, this is the last time right here. I'm going to do it one more time, and then I'm done. Trying to get into the game. This is, believe it or not, knock on wood, this is the first time I haven't been able to get in. I feel like they've actually taken it down. See, Zach, that's exactly what I'm thinking. I think I'm exactly on the same page with you, right? I think they're going to generate it just like No Man's Sky. And there's going to be X amount of places to visit, X amount of missions, X amount of caves. That's going to just be all random within a certain number of them. Yeah, there's a lot of lore, though. Like, I try following along with the Astro Guard. I just don't have the time. Like, I would love to get into some of the lore stuff just to know about it, but I'm just completely out of time for that. I have to depend on other people to give me the info. You know, I will say this for this. You know, that with 3.18, how it's gone down and how they're updating like pretty regularly. They've updated a couple of times today. If this doesn't load, I'll go back to that page and we'll take a look at what they updated again. But I mean, I feel like they're trying better than they have in the past. I mean, they're updating it as things are going down. And one of the devs did say already that they're all hands on deck. And for once, I kind of believe that they're actually all hands on deck, right? I think I think maybe they're a little embarrassed for this one, or maybe they saw it. I know they saw it coming. I mean, if I saw it coming, they saw it coming. I just don't think they were prepared for exactly what the issues were going to be, and it ended up being a little more serious in the back end. Streamer privilege is real? Yeah, I can really get into the game, right? Hey, I saw Level Cap playing. I saw Ollie playing. Level Cap was on today. But he couldn't do anything. It was still broken for him. So I know a lot of streamers get like the ships and stuff. I know. I think was it Grumpy, Salty Mike, and I know there's a whole bunch of other ones. I know they get ships. I know CIG sends them ships. Even Salty Mike said it. I think in his video today, he said it. They gave him the Antares or whatever, Antares, however you say it. They gave him one as an influencer. I can tell you guys right now, I have not gotten a ship. If the game would load, I would show you my 2 little starter ships that I have. Invisible shuttle. Stephanie, I was just thinking, okay, yeah, the invisible shuttles. Oh, that's fantastic. Stephanie, what error was it? Did you 30K? I know, Ken. I know you were. Look at that. It's the same one over and over and over. Okay, we're done with that, right? Okay. That's enough of that. We're going to go... So... For everybody who just came in, we were just taking a look when the stream first started. We were taking a look at it still being under this major outage right here. And the last update we got was the team is working to mitigate increasing error rates. Character repair tool temporarily disabled. So it was away, and they gave it back, then they took it away again. So there's something, it looks like there's something going down with this character repair tool. Maybe they'll give us back our character reset. Yeah, Ken, I saw that. I think it was, I'm sure it was Salty Mike. I think it was Salty Mike today said that he got one as an influencer or something like that. I'd have to go back and watch his weekend review. I actually like his weekend review. He's one of the few people I can watch more regularly. Grumpy's not too bad. I actually like that he's grumpy most of the time. It's a better take on it for me. Board Gamer is not one of the channels that I can watch. It's too how do you say it? It's too scripted. It's too scripted for me. I don't like that. I don't like the scripted channels. I can't watch it. Like you can tell that like Salty Mike, you can tell on his channel like he has like kind of an order that he's going in, but it sounds more natural than like Board Gamer. Yeah, he did. He did admit that. Mitigation. Yep. Yeah, I know there's a whole bunch of people up in arms about that character repair tool where it could, because all the people who are going to lose their subscriber items, pledge items, stuff like that, you're not going to get them back because you can't reset. They're working on it. They said they're going to work on an issue for us to get them back, but it's not going to be for a while. I hardly ever character reset. I did it one time because I just didn't have any other way to fix my character. Like none of the trains, nothing was spawning back, and I had to. Nam, let us know if you can. Let us know if you get in. Actually, in the game. You might want to stick. I forgot who said it. You might want to stick to Arena Commander, and at least so you can fly around or something for a little bit. Yeah, Grumpy has a good channel. If y'all don't know who Grumpy is what's it, Grumpy Eye? I'd definitely tell y'all guys to look him up. He does a pretty good channel. He just doesn't seem too greedy to me. At first, he was like, he didn't care what people were saying, like when he's negative, and now he's kind of, you can kind of tell it's getting to him. Wicked Wookie. I'll pull up Wicked Wookie. This channel, this stream or whatever, when it goes on YouTube, whatever, is probably gonna get marked anyways because I played that other video with was it Wicked Wookie? So this is the new one, right? So is this the one we want to watch? This one, the fire cell? Yeah.
Good morning, Stanton. This is Scooter, coming to you from the beautiful Brio's Breaker Yard on Damer. Now looky here. Today we're having a fire sale. Our quarterly inspection's coming up and these ships have got to go, Bo. We got data runners, 50% off.
I have not
Laser
seen
ships,
this.
50% off. Space pick 'em up trucks, 50% off.
The Nomad.
Mistress find out about your wife? We got luxury ships, 50% off. Wife find out about your mistress? Also, luxury ships, 50% off. Is your totally legal security outfit in need of a gunship? Well, we got them, Bo. 50% off. You need something to drop the kids off at school? Our drop ships are fully pressurized with a quick release airlock.
God, this took some
Does your
time.
mama live in the rough part of Lorville and need some more firepower? We got light, medium, and heavy fighters that are perfect. Oh, Lord. Billy? Wait. I need to clean up over here. Folks, watch out for that self-destruct button when you're looking at the ships, please. All right. Come see me, Scooter. Tell Scooter sent you. Y'all have a good evening. All sales are final. Scooters is not a good substitute for a marriage counselor.
That's pretty
Scooters are
good.
responsible for any inventory wipes.
Thank y'all
Used
for that. I
alcohol
gotta
and
watch.
running
I'm gonna have
against
to check out some more of his stuff later too. No, so Jessica one time she got. I don't know if we have the short up, the YouTube short up of this or not.
Good morning.
But we I had just picked up the what's it called, the Hornet, the Super Hornet, right? And she got in, and there's an eject button, and I was like, the first thing I said was, "Do not hit that." It wasn't even 30 seconds later. She was trying to press something else, and it like activated. It shot her right at the bottom. She lived, but I died because I was in the ship, and it blew up the ship. She's killing me. And then we just put up the YouTube short of her shooting me in the head during a bunker mission. Part 2 is going to go up tomorrow of that. It was my fault. I did kind of bunny hop in front. So it's not totally her fault. She's getting good with the guns, though. Because that was a direct headshot. If y'all haven't seen that short, it's on the channel. Y'all need to go check that out. It's funny. Well, she thought it was funny. And yeah, right. Like I said, Star Citizen is her first game to play. Like she's learning video games on Star Citizen, which is crazy. Like me trying to explain to her right now how to play No Man's Sky, we have to play in like 30-minute spurts because it's just too much. She's got to where the whole character movement is great. She's got that down. And she can get in the ships, she can fly. She gets aggravated at the map, but I think we all get aggravated at the map, so that's kind of a... I think it's Knights Remnant. That's what I was on earlier, right? These guys? Yeah. There was another video I was going to play for you guys by the... I think it was this one. Let's put this back. Well, she started out just getting on in the turrets, right?
Keep it level, Scott. It's a tight
Stephanie
fit.
and Destiny 2. That's a good game, though. Destiny was a good game. Well, it's still a good game. I like Destiny 2.
We need to go deeper.
I just mostly play that on my Xbox.
I'm gonna activate the scanner.
She controls your mouse. What's up, babe?
Holy shit. Is that 177? Yeah, we need to call command now.
Knights Remnant corporate office.
Lieutenant Collins here.
Yeah, you guys need to give the
Okay, sir. Please hold.
Knights for a minute a look. I mean the
Ma'am,
cinematics.
Firm 177.
They do a great
Please
job.
advise.
Get it off planet now and switch vessels.
Yes, ma'am.
But I like more of the
Transporting
videos.
element to Daymar Facility 15.
It seems to more people watch them more than like the stories. This was not the video I was thinking of. Does anybody have another video that has like a
Good morning,
or another group?
Stanton.
Anything else to check out? Ken, did you get in? That's funny. Scooter. There was I think it was Take on Me Star Citizen or something like that. I forget what the name of this is. Somebody did a video to Star Citizen with Oh yeah, I forgot. I saw Star Streams earlier. His videos or whatever. It was his birthday today. He was doing a stream. That's dedication. You're gonna stream on your birthday. Infinity load screen sims. I did a video early on that said like what being a Star Citizen alpha tester is really like. And it's just me constantly hitting the button over and over and over. Yeah, Momoto, that's the same thing that everybody's having right now. It's pretty much down. I've been trying to I just tried to get in a few times. It's down. Bro. About one? Was it? Holy cow, 10-minute video? Lord, I'm gonna have to watch that. I don't think I had the attention span for that. Do we have any shorter ones? My attention span ain't gonna let me watch 10 minutes tonight. Ken, I've heard that quite a few times. The Power Wash Simulator gameplay for that's basically what it is. Stephanie, you're good. I'm gonna watch it later because it'll be saved in my search, so I'm gonna watch it later. I get some time in the morning when once I get to work, and that's usually when I start watching through some of them. I'll let them play on my phone while I'm getting settled in for the morning. Yeah, Widow and I actually, so on the first day when 3.18 went live, Widow and I did not a stream, we did just a gameplay, and we loaded up my Cuddy, but I had the seat bug, so every time I would get in the seat and get out, he would have to punch me out of the seat. There was another cinematic I had it might have been this one.
When you get your next
Look,
big
ads.
idea, say sparkly ketchup. Grammarly's tone suggestions can help pitch it with confidence to get your team on board.
Did you see her email?
Already calling vendors.
I do get free time when I
a
arrive
project
at work.
hiccup.
You know, you gotta
We
get your
need a
coffee
squeezy
going in
bottle.
the morning. My boss
Good idea.
understands. She can't function without.
I don't feel the same when I'm not with you. Love the risk, but what is this coming to? Oh, your love is dangerous. You make it dangerous.
This was the video that I found earlier. Area 18 stuff.
I don't feel the same when I'm not with you. Love the risk, but what is this coming to? Oh, I know the world for your eyes, run through the fires for you.
The hot dog's a nice touch. This is all in-game footage. Now I just want to play. Yeah, that's insane. The graphics on this are just insane. That was a good video too. That was some really nice shots and nice camera work. That was some really good stuff. So nothing's been added to it yet. You are welcome, Stephanie. Yeah, that's the one I had found this morning. I was looking for it. I knew I had just typed in cinematics this morning because I had a few extra minutes when I was waiting for a meeting to start, and I was checking that out. I love the stuff to the music. The cinematics are great. Like, I like some of the... There's some good stuff with, like, the action, but the stuff with the music is... Damn, that was my last experience. When I logged on yesterday, I couldn't get out of my bed at Orison. It was a pain in the butt. Yeah, it was. I wish they would give a few more options with the camera settings and stuff, but it's not bad. Like, sometimes, like, you have to keep doing shots over and over. So Jessica and I, we started a video, and we'll finish it eventually. It's a little cinematic thing with some music behind it. Not as extensive as the video we just saw. That probably took God knows how many hours for that. I mean, just the different ships, right? And now that we've have the wipe and we started over, all my ships that I think I had like 15 ships, they're all gone. I'm gonna have to start grinding on this for AUEC to get all the ships back. I just want two. I just want my Andromeda. If I could get my Andromeda back, I'd be so happy. It is still my favorite ship in the game. I like the ruggedness. I know it probably needs to be updated like 100 times over, but it's still my favorite, the Andromeda. Ma'am, let us know if you can actually get into Arena Commander. Later, Ken. Have a good night. Yeah, that once I reacquire my Connie in game, since it's usually just Jessica and I think I'm gonna change the bottom turret to ballistics. Let her start on the bottom turret, even though you can't see out of it as good as the top. That way, when she runs out of ballistics, she can switch back to the top turret and use the repeaters, and we should gain some ammo back from that. Oh, the video on the Taurus and Andromeda? Yeah. I had fun doing that. I had fun doing that comparison. They're just such good ships. Eventually I'll try to do some more of them. Like I'd love to do a 4-ship comparison. The Phoenix, the Aquila, Andromeda, and Taurus. That'd be a lot of fun to do. And like do a walkthrough of all of them while they're sitting next to each other. Yeah, I love missile spamming on the Andromeda. So I switched all the missiles. I think they're to the cluster. I forgot what the name of it is. It's the cluster missiles, and they're not quite as effective, but they split off into littler. Yeah, that's good times. I bet they're going to be pretty effective in 3.18 though. I haven't gotten to test them yet. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that lower turret with ballistics once I get it back. That way, at least you have them for a little bit. I don't know. Now, since when 3.18, like when people actually get back into the game and are fighting and doing PvP, I still think they're going to nerf the ballistics. I still think they're going to nerf it. I get the idea of it, though. I mean, I hope they don't, because it forces people to use them. And, okay, yeah, they might get some good kills, but they're going to have to keep going back and reloading to keep those ballistics, which is a pain. It's just like if you're fighting a hammerhead with ballistics, that's not going to go down so well if you're in a smaller ship. Like if you're in something like, I don't know, one of the Vanguard series, you're gonna run out of ballistics before you take down that hammerhead. Yep, Stephanie, I just said that exact thing earlier. I said, give me back 3.17.4. Give me back the 0.4 patch. And then just rotate all of the events. Rotate Jumptown. Or just give us Jumptown 24/7 or something like that, so we have a meeting point in that. And I'd be fine with that for a while they fix 3.18. I wouldn't be too upset. Just give us the game back. Just restore everything we had in 3.17. That'd be great. I'm not so big on the Siege of Orson. I've played it a few times. I'm not a fan of that too much. I mean, I'll probably play it again eventually, but Jumptown's just amazing. But it's not going to be, everybody's like, oh, it's like Korea is going to be like Jumptown 24/7. Yeah, but you can't drop bombs. And that kind of does it for me, right? I love people coming in with the A2 dropping the bombs and you seeing the big nuke go off right on top of it and takes out all the ships around it. That's some pleasure to watch. God, I hope they did. I'm sure they have like backups of backups of backups. Heck yeah, that Colossus bomb is epic. I love that thing. Then doing the chase cam with it while it hit to where it hits the target. Persistent. I'll pull it up, Zach. I'll pull it up. What is it? Was it Star Citizen? What'd you say it was? Persistent existence? The top one? Zach, is it the top one that you're talking about? Yeah, okay.
Hey all, Space Dad here, coming to you from a secret facility that we'll be talking more about next quarter. Now, Alpha 3.18 has a whole lot of features that players have been anxious for updates on. And while we'll get to all of them like we always do before this quarter is out, we wanted to take this week's show and slow things down a bit for an uninterrupted, unabridged chat about persistent entity streaming. What it is,
if you guys were limited to
where it's
one
at
ship
now,
in the whole
and what's
game,
coming up next.
what would y'all fly?
And we'll get back to our normal features next week.
I'd fly the
but for
Andromeda.
now, please join me in welcoming Benoit Beauséjour, CTO of our partners at Turbulent, for what we're calling our very first PES report. So, Benoit,
Yep, here he
welcome
is.
back to ISC. To start
Yep,
things
I
off,
remember this,
give
too.
us a nickel version of what persistent entity streaming is.
It's a persistent entity streaming is a system that allows us to persist the entire game world and restore it from disk so that it's never lost and
I'm not a fan
changes
of the
from players
Corsair.
are meaningful.
I can't
And
get
what's
past
that
the
look like
wings.
to the
I need
player?
symmetrical
How will
wings on
players
both
know
sides.
if PES is working or not?
They're gonna know because every time they come back to the same server, the state will be the same. So if you leave a ship, a can, or any kind of items in the
Definitely,
world,
Stephanie. We
you
can take
blow
a
up
look
a
at
door, it'll be blown on that server forever.
But part of this is something that cleans up the junk afterwards, right?
Yeah, some items will be covered under lifecycle management, which they'll get recycled, right? Because obviously we need some kind of janitorial system. Yeah.
So, just real quick, we're playing this because we think that the PES is like a huge cause of why everything is down right now. So we're taking a look, and Benoit's kind of going over like some of the issues, and he's kind of going over the issues that we're having right now
Behind the scenes. But there also are discussions about gameplay to do that, to help players, to get players to help us clean up the game world. But yes, that's a new
Stephanie, the
avenue that
Eclipse.
persistent
God, I
entity
forgot about
streaming
that.
opens
I love
up.
the Eclipse. I even did a video
All
on
right,
that.
so we brought everyone up to speed on what PES is.
It has good
Let's get to the
torpedo kills in
updates.
that video,
Now, last
too.
time we heard anything was from Chris's letter from the chairman back in May, where we'd just dropped something on the ground, shut the servers down, brought the servers back up, and it was still there. What's happened in the last 3 months?
Well, so the team, which is a fairly large team at this point, has been working really hard to get our first stage delivery to what
Thanks,
we call
Ghost.
game
Thanks for
dev, which is
stopping
our
by.
main
I'll see you on the
branch.
next one.
What that means is
I
we've
appreciate
moved
that.
from a
Appreciate it a lot. Thank you.
prototypical work branch into what everybody in the company is using to develop the game. And so that's the big achievement, is now the technology is in the game dev branch. So everybody is using it in day-to-day, day in, day out testing. So all the bugs appear, they're right in our faces. We fix them right away. It's been a bit of a crazy time. But that's the big achievement in the last three months, is that we've stabilized the technology enough so that the entire company can now be working on it.
Define crazy.
The define crazy, everything being on fire. Like, this technology touches on every subsystem in the game. So transit was busted.
Here it is, guys, right here.
Stuff was persisting in the wrong locations. You couldn't log into the game because obviously with PES comes a new login flow to get players into the game, because we need to bring your items into a new database. So that entire system was also rocky to get in, because there's a lot of cases to deal with, like timeouts if you have too many items, what happens if you have too many items, and dealing with all the different stages of the login, from authentication to you being actually spawning in the game. And so it's been a lot of debugging, encountering issues on different types of machines, because when we start, all the developers have some pretty good machines on those feature branches, but when we move to game dev, now we're exposed to all kinds of different hardware, and timing issues occur. Those are the weird ones to find. They're really difficult to trace, in fact. But that's
he just hit on every single thing that's happening right now. So back in summer 2022, just like Zach said, they like knew exactly what was going to happen before all of it happened. So you would think they would have been prepared for all this, knowing how to fix it faster. But nope, I guess not. Zach, I actually remember watching this whole episode. I remember him talk, because he's one of my favorite guys to watch, right? Because he'll say stuff that he's probably not supposed to say, but they keep putting him on anyways because people like watching him. Nomad, earlier when you said that, it seems like he's been doing kid shows the last 40 years. As soon as you said that, the Reading Rainbow song popped in my head from, was it Lamar Burton? Oh my God. He talks the same way, now that I think about it. He does the real high and low on the voice. That's crazy. Oh yeah, Zach, exactly what is happening. And that's what we were talking about earlier, right? The PES is tied into every single thing in the game, and when that broke, it broke everything. So it makes me wonder, are they just gonna take PES out? Well, they can't take it out, right? They can't take PES out and have the cargo grids and stuff like that function, because all that's tied together. You wouldn't be able to unlink from the cargo grid and stuff if you didn't have PES. So that's actually interesting to... Stephanie, what was the video? If you're still there, what was that video you were looking at? Was it a Colossus bomb? Colossus bomb video. They have to implement that, but clean up that board. Oh yeah. Well, I don't even think. Well, the problem is that it was all down before everybody was even in the game. Like, so when I first got in, I was in servers that we were only 30 out of 100 the whole time. Like the servers that I was in never filled up. I was never in a maxed out server. So I don't know that if it got overloaded or if it was just broke when they released it, because I think it was partially broke before it even got overloaded. I don't even think we've got to the point where it's overloaded yet. I think they're going to have to get everybody into the game. But that's just it. So when 3.18 released, actually Jessica got in. She got in like an hour and a half before me. And then when I got in, like at about the 2 hour mark, two and a half hour mark, the servers weren't filled up all the way. Like I never had a problem getting into the servers. They were half empty. But yeah, then I guess we finally just picked away at it. I mean, it didn't surprise me that they had all the servers broke, because it's all tied to a database, right, on the back end. And it doesn't surprise me that it just all went down, even without the servers being full. I mean, I could still see it getting overloaded without there being 100 out of 100 in a server. Stephanie, I don't know if you can send a link. I don't think you can send a link in these chats, can you? Or am I being dumb? No, I didn't get... I was checking the actual YouTube. No, I didn't get the link. What's the name of it? Is there something I can search to get to it? Exactly.
Raid Shadow Legends is celebrating its 4th birthday, but you're getting all the gifts. If you still haven't played Raid, well, now's the perfect time to join.
I got it.
Every new player who downloads Raid will get Ultimate Gaelic for free. And let me tell you, having this epic champion right from the get-go.
Yeah, Zach, but what I'm saying, what I was kind of saying was, is that it got overloaded and went down before the servers even got overloaded.
Is the best champion to use if you want to beat one of Raid's in-game
bosses. I don't know. There could have been other
Spider
servers
boss.
that had 100 out of 100.
Download Raid, use the
I love the A2, and I love the bombs. Ooh.
5 seconds.
That guy lived?
Or not.
That's insane. I thought you had to have an airlock to be able to live inside. That's interesting.
I just heard him go over.
Yeah, they lived. That's interesting. Well, that's a good test then.
Oh, yeah,
I want to see some more bombs. I want to see like the size 5 bombs and stuff. The smaller bombs. Containers. Random wreck in the scrapyard.
Another one.
That's interesting. On the Walla. Ooh. That's expensive testing too, right? Because those bombs ain't cheap. What are those things, like 20 grand each? 30 grand each?
Building.
That's cool. There's positions here that can actually survive. Like they're mostly enclosed, but it's enclosed enough to, from our current testing, to shield you.
Wow. Yeah, thanks for that's pretty cool. So there are some buildings that you can actually stay alive in. That's an.
You guys are sliding in.
Oh, I know. Until they let us start reloading those on the pads on the ground at the mining outposts and stuff. I didn't get the A2 till 17.4. Man, watching these videos and stuff, man, it's got me wanting to play, and I'm not even going to try to load in now. Some of us peeps got to go to work tomorrow, right? Ugh. Just want to quit and do this. with a whopping, what, 400 subs? That's self-destruction explosions go through walls. Zach, do they really? They go through the wall, the self-destruct? I need to watch some more of these explosion tests. I've never, like, actually... Put a Carrick on top of, jump down and kill everyone. Ooh. That's good information. I know that because there are people in one of the orgs I play with, a lot of them have Carricks because they got the Galaxy. I don't know. One of these days, I'll probably end up pledging the Andromeda. I'd love to have that. What's it? Isn't that is the starter package with the Andromeda? That's like $275 or something like that. And it comes with the PTV and the fish tank and stuff like that. I've been thinking about maybe one day. I say I'm going to get it, and then the new patches come out, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm not spending money on this. And it happens every single time. I was 100% ready to buy the Cuddy. I was there. I was so close. We had been waiting for 3.18. I was going to get the Cuddy because I was considering maybe like putting a little bit of money into it since I'm doing the channel with Star Citizen and stuff. I was thinking about maybe getting the either the Prospector or the Vulture. Probably the Vulture. Get the Vulture and the Cuddy so that we can do the salvage runs. But now that I can't get out of the seat in the Cuddy, I'm definitely not buying it until it's all fixed. Yeah, the Cuddy is actually the one ship I have been waiting for 3.18 to come out so that I can do the review on it. That's one of the ships I haven't gotten to cover yet. I do like doing the ship reviews, but you can only do those for so long, right? Because you just run out of ships, you run out of money. I just got lucky that everybody was throwing out money at the end of 17.4, and I was able to grab a few of them. Nomad, what'd you melt it for? Yeah. I'm definitely going to grind to get the Connie. I don't know. It depends on how it goes. I've honestly, guys, I've gotten kind of into the, doing the channel and stuff, and I've gotten a lot of feedback, and it's been kind of getting better, and the videos have kind of been getting better and stuff like that, and streaming has been a lot of fun. This is actually pretty relaxing when I get home from work, just like chilling and talking and stuff like that. And the more I kind of do this, the more maybe I might put a little bit of money into it. That way I don't have the attachment to it. I'm doing it more for the channel than I am for me just to play. Maybe I'll feel better about it. I don't know. Oh my god, I hate losing an engine in the Cuddy. It makes me just want to Alt F4 that every single time it happens. I always make it back because the Cuddy, they changed something between 17.2 and 17.4. They changed something in the Cuddy because it is much more flyable now in VTOL than it was on the earlier patches. The Gladius will fly without wings. A lot of them will fly without wings, as long as your engine's not attached to the wings. Because the Connie flies without wings. Not the Connie. Excuse me, the Connie. The Corsair. The Corsair flies without wings. That's just one ship I can't do. Man, it's got so much firepower, and it's cool, and the space and everything that it has. I think it has like 72 SCU and stuff. Like, it's good, and you can fit like 2 STV. I mean, it's a good ship. I just can't get past the non-asymmetrical wing. I want the wings to be the same on both sides. I can't do the one big long wing and two. It makes me want to just fly the ship like sideways, like the like one of the Star Wars cargo ships. I guess it's hard to pick, like when you say if you had to live with one ship in Star Citizen. That's not really possible. There's so much to do. The Vanguard Sentinel. Yeah, so Stephanie, the one I had was I had the Vanguard Harbinger. I loved the Harbinger. That is still probably like for dogfights and stuff. Like again, it has a turret, so we can run the turret. But the size 5 torps, any medium-sized fighter is going down in one hit. There's no such thing as... Oh, nope. Well, technically I had 2 ships, but one's useless. I bought the cutter because of the LTI. It was $40 and you got LTI, and I plan on upgrading it to something. Well, I was going to upgrade it to the cutty. That was my plan, but that kind of has gotten postponed for the moment. We'll see. If the channel is still doing good in like a month or two, I may drop a little bit more and kind of expand the fleet, just so I can do videos and like do more with groups and stuff like that. It's hard to run around for like the first part of the patch in the Titan, right? With the whole 8 SCU. It's I can do like medium bounties and stuff like that, like the MRTs. I can do some of them, but it gets like it's not worth it time-wise. And it runs out of ballistics so fast. It's just like the Gladius. The Gladius runs out of ballistics so fast. I think they need to I think they need to buff the amount of ammo on some of the smaller ships to give them more of a chance against larger targets. But I guess that's kind of defeating the whole purpose. Mantis from falling. Yeah, exactly. Well, I always did too until 3.18. But I'm having hit or miss. Even in the PTU, like testing all the ballistics and stuff like that. Like maybe I should have done more actual testing, like having somebody just stop and practicing, but I feel like sometimes they do damage and sometimes they don't. Like sometimes I can hit a burst and take down like a Mustang in like just one tiny burst, and then sometimes I use like half a magazine and it doesn't take that Mustang down. FL-33 cannons. What's that? Size 2, the size 2 cannons. What do you run on the nose? Are you running at all three of those cannons? Right. Oh, you're talking about running like non-gimbaled size 4? No, wait. Like on the Titan, it has to be a size 3, right? It's size 2 and size 3. But if you take the gimbaled off, you can run a size 4. I don't know about flying the Titan without gimbaled. I guess for PvE, it's fine. Yeah, the Sentinel's good. Well, the Sentinel is the more maneuverable ship, right? It's the most maneuverable out of the Vanguard series. Right, Nomad, the size 4, but you lose the gimbaled. Running side, like, so I did a video, I don't know, was it last month in the PTU? I think we were in the PTU, and you can see that even like switching out that gun, it's the Titan is tough without the gimbaled on the nose. Well, it makes sense that smaller ships have less ammo. I mean, it's like even the true A10 Warthog. That is, I mean, it does good, but it doesn't have that much ammo. Yeah, the Sentinel is the blue one, like the blue and the gold, or the blue and the yellow. Yeah, that's true. That is a huge jump. That's for sure. I'll have to try I'll have to see if I can try the Sentinel. We'll have to see how this patch goes, because if they're already talking about possibly doing a partial wipe in 0.1, like I said, the dev did respond to that post, and they did say they're not expecting to do a wipe, But with all this trouble, man, I don't know. I don't believe it when they throw the word expected in there. To me, that's like, maybe we will, maybe we won't. So I'm just kind of curious if the 0.1's coming out and then we're going to have, what, 3.19 supposedly, like, what, a month later or a month and a half later? Are they going to wipe in 3.19? If I knew they were going to wipe in 3.19, I wouldn't even play until 3.19. I'd just, like, hold off and just dabble about. I'd probably be in game and just play around, but I wouldn't be grinding. Too many patches. It's like we gripe that there's not enough patches, and then they do more patches. But with that said, 3.19 shouldn't even really be 3.19, right? It should be 3.18.2. But because we only had one patch and everybody was in an uproar last year about only having the one 3.17 patch, now they're just, well, of course they're going to do it. They're just going to change the numbers. They could call it anything they want. They could call it 3.27 and it just wouldn't matter. To my knowledge, Zach, they do wipe with every major patch, like the big patches. So if that's the case, are they really going to wipe with 3.19? I don't know. If they do, I don't know. Because they haven't said anything about it, and I think that's probably why. Correct. They don't change with the minor patches. Well, we say that, but we don't know. We really don't know about 3.18.1. They might wipe it because of all the issues. I could see them doing a wipe and just resetting everything. That way they can make sure everything is lined up for when they do all these fixes. It wouldn't surprise me if they wiped. Well, it basically wasn't it, Stephanie? I mean, that's pretty much where we're at. We're literally at the hold my beer moment. It's I don't know. This thing is. I support the game, and I can talk all the trash I want, but I mean, I do support where they're going with it because they are on the cusp of having something that's perfect. I mean, one day, can you imagine if they just fixed the small little bugs? If they fixed the transit and the terminals. Can you imagine? Like, even if they have 30Ks every once in a while, can you imagine if they just fixed a few of the basic stuff, like actually squash them? Where you can get on and play for hours with your friends without having to worry about the inventory not loading or your ship not spawning or something like that. I mean, I'd be on for hours. I'd be on making videos and doing like cinematic. That's one of the reasons why we don't do cinematics, is because, man, we kept getting set up for stuff, and then like the game would be glitchy, and you couldn't do the camera smooth because the FPS was at like 1. Michael 3.19 no wipe 100%. Where did that come from? Are you seeing that somewhere? I definitely could have missed that somewhere. I definitely could have missed that. Yeah, Michael, can you let us know where that information's at? Is it on Spectrum or is it listed somewhere that they're not going to wipe? Like, I can always tell you guys right now and be upfront, I'm definitely not an expert on any of this stuff. I usually only put information out there that I see from devs that are for sure things. I don't like expects or maybes or stuff like that. I try to just No, Stephanie, I agree. You know, I think we just said that earlier. I agree too, but I mean, they've got at some point they've got to just throw it out there to see what's going to happen. I hate that it has to be like that, but other companies. I know like other companies that make games, they have like they'll throw it out there to like a company that just does tests like this. They like have people who play games and just do testing. Trust me, I actually looked into that for as a job before. They just don't pay enough to as a game tester. That you actually go work for a company, and companies like Bethesda or something will have that whole company come in and give testers, but they don't have that. We are the testers for Star Citizen, so we just get we get thrown to the, excuse the pun, wolves. Yeah, Michael. So 3.19 is not a major patch, but they normally like so that's just what Zach was saying. They normally wipe on when they change the middle number, right? So if it was like 3.18.2, they wouldn't, but they would wipe on 3.19. I hope they don't wipe. I really do. I hope it's not going to be a wipe. Oh yeah, we would all be toast completely. So anyway, I pulled this up for the major outage. I just wanted to check. I wanted to refresh it real fast and see if they update. So no updates. We still only got the 1930. So we're probably not getting any updates. I'm also Central Time based, so like Texas based. So that's normally when they throw out updates and stuff like that in that time zone. Hey, it definitely could get postponed, but 3.19, apparently 3.19 has everything in it that they want for the Invictus. So like all the Invictus stuff is included in the 3.19 patch is what they're saying, or I think it was on Spectrum where it was being discussed. But so 3.19 is just, I mean, it has a little bit, and it is not a major patch, but it includes a lot of that Invictus stuff, I think, is what they were. I mean, I guess they could change the Invictus stuff to like a 18.2 patch. What's up, Jacob? Zach, you in Texas too? Is that what you were saying? Yep, I'm in Texas. Ooh, VKBs. That's nice. Very nice, Zach. Very nice. Yeah. I love my state. Can't complain. So VKBs are on my list. But I started out playing with the HOTAS, and it worked pretty good, but it broke. Well, in between it breaking and then sending me another one, I ended up picking up the 16,000s on sale for like $100 brand new. And I've been using them, and they work so fantastic that I'm like, I think I'm just going to wait till they break and then get the VKBs. But I will be getting the VKBs once something breaks. Either that or I'll just get tired of it, let Jessica play with these, which she says she's never going to play with the controllers, but we'll see. Yeah, the Logitech is what I have. I literally have it sitting on the counter in there, brand new in the box. So they broke, they warrantied it, and sent me a brand new set. It's all the Z-axis are notorious for breaking on Logitech. There's not enough buttons on the Thrustmasters? I mean, I've got 12 on the bottom on both sides, and then what? We've got another 3 plus a hat on both sides. I mean, I don't even think I use them all. Zach, give us the details on the Toby. I love the man that's in my back pocket. I've got other things to do before I get that, but the Toby is definitely in my back pocket for an upgrade. A lot of the money that for right now we've been putting like kind of into the channel, like we needed an extra monitor so So it's been spent on stuff like that, and we're looking at getting like some software items to make some of the streaming stuff easier. Like all this streaming stuff that I'm using, I'm literally creating it from scratch myself versus using like the sets, because you know most of the good sets that work flawlessly you have to pay for, and I guess I'm cheap at the moment, or just I don't say cheap. I'm spending the money elsewhere. Nomad, so you want like double hats on each stick? Is that kind of what you want? I mean, don't get me wrong. The hats are more convenient than the buttons themselves. I'd love to be able to have a second hat for just like landing gear and calling for landing and stuff like that. So, Zach, how responsive is it? Is it as responsive as you see them, the people who do the reviews on it? Or is there a delay? Like when you turn your head, does it actually pick it up immediately as you're turning your head, or is there a delay? Because if there's a delay, I feel like it would drive me insane if I was fighting. Okay, it's pretty... Okay, so you can actually completely adjust all... I mean, I figured you could adjust it. I figured all that stuff was adjustable. I just wasn't sure about it. That makes sense. So when y'all are setting them up, are y'all setting them like below the monitors, or like... So I have my monitor. I mean, obviously y'all can't see, but I have my monitor, and it's just like, if you see my hands, it's just sitting in front of me, and it's nothing big. It's just a 32-inch MSI. So I'm kind of wondering, do you stick it underneath or do you stick it on top? Does it work better? So okay, so below. I mean, I've watched reviews on it a couple of times. I'm just, people who do the reviews versus people who are actually using it that you're talking to have kind of works out differently sometimes. Bets on when it's going to be back up? I don't know. What's everybody think? How long do y'all think it's going to take for them to get this? Like, I was expecting... So if y'all can see the screen where the mouse is, I was expecting more here today. Like, they did some, but like... They took it away, they restored it, and they took it away again. So I'm just kind of... Is it Teal? You can... I mean, so you can actually say whether it's below or above. Okay, that makes sense too. The last day of spring break. What's that? Sunday? Friday? I don't know. I don't know the dates. I don't have children's. Jessica has children's. I don't have children's. I'd have to ask her. I don't keep up with what spring break, spring break, anything that has break in it, you can kind of count me out of, because I don't get them. There's no such thing as a break. Yeah, but Zach, so they obviously fixed it at some point, because they knew what all the problems were. He said that all the issues, which is what we're having, and they fixed it at one point. But again, if they've already fixed it before, you would think it would already be fixed. Or maybe it's just a time thing. Maybe it takes time to like run through and recover everything, especially without taking it down. I think had Stephanie had said it, I wish they would just take it down. I think they should just take it down, fix it, and let's give it another shot. I think it would make a lot of other people happier. It would stop all the complaining about people not being able to get in. At least it would negate some of that. Yeah, they did. They fixed it. It was a small group. It's just a few devs. That's true. Well, isn't this like the third iteration of PES? It was called something else before that, and it failed, and it didn't work right, and then it was like their first iteration of it didn't work either. Yep. Nope. I 100% agree with that. They should just kill it and just fix it and try to. I'd rather it go. I don't see anybody being upset with it going up and down. They could throw something in the PTU, right? Couldn't they just throw 317 back in the PTU and say, hey, go here to play 317? That way they could at least leave 318 on the live servers without having to like remove it from the live servers. It seems like it would be the logical thing. Or since they put PTU back up and down, they could even make a separate entity of it and call it like, revert or 317 revert or something like that live. I don't know what they would call it, but well, that's the thing, right? I think Zach, I think it was you that said it earlier that, or Nomad, maybe it was you. Somebody had said it if they got corrupted, if the database got corrupted, and they're trying to correct the part that got corrupted. That would be the failsafe update. Yeah, exactly. Just call it whoops. Our bad. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try it again. Maybe tomorrow when I get home from work, I'll try it again. If this down here hasn't updated and this still sells major outage, I ain't even gonna try, because this to me means broke. But I mean, we're kind of like, even in the issue council, we're seeing basically the same stuff, right? Missing all purchased items and all inventory. 360 degree. Oh, what I really liked is when I was at Area 18, like all the, we'll just call them cars, like in the things, like when you're waiting for the tram, they were all pointing straight up. I had not seen that before. I don't know. Like, I don't see Chris Roberts going backwards. I don't know what it is. I don't feel like he's the go backwards kind of guy. Yeah, I mean, nobody's been in the game long enough to do anything, so a wipe wouldn't do anything. No, sir. I tried earlier in the stream and I could not get in. Okay, I am going to say this as something that every time, even earlier when I got in, like Saturday, I never had any elevator issues, which is kind of weird, right? The trams, yes, but the elevators worked. Normally, the first thing that breaks, you get the double elevator door where you have to hit the door open again because there's two doors, but at least that, I mean, let's knock on wood real fast. At least those aren't completely broken. There is no character reset. And the character repair tool is down. If you look right here, the one that I have, character repair temporarily disabled. So no moss, you can't. Yeah, I didn't think about that, like spring break, like some like parents, like Star Citizen is normally an older crowd, right? Even looking at like analytics, like from YouTube and stuff like that, like most of the crowd that watches is like 25 plus. So parents off for spring break wanting to play or whatever, or I guess there's a small group of younger people. Like Jessica's son, like he's watched Star Citizen and he's kind of watched us play before, but he doesn't have the attention span to play Star Citizen. He needs that instant gratification. He's like, if he can't respawn immediately, he ain't playing it. See, I was right. Though I don't have kids, I know that a lot of parents take off for spring break because Jessica took off a few days, so she's going to be off with her kids for a little bit. I don't remember what days, but you think you're the oldest here? Well, put it out there, man. What numbers we talking? Oh, yep, you win. You beat me. I'm in the early 40s. Jessica and I both early 40s. Early 40s. Fresh 45. Hey, listen, the 40s and 50s is like being born again. Come on, guys. It wasn't like kids it was not a non-playing thing. It wasn't in the cards for me, but I have to live vicariously through some of you guys with that. And Jessica, her kids are around. Her daughter is awesome, so I get along with her daughter really well. And her son. He's just quiet and a gamer, so, we don't see much. Well, people are saying, like 3.18. Well, keep in mind, 3.18 was like really late. So, I mean, people were getting, I don't know, people, you know how it is. People get antsy. And it's the internet, right? So, I'm going to support this thing until it gets to a point where I'm just not having fun. And I'm patient enough to know that if they work out these bugs and they get these bugs worked out and we can play and they just get like at least the bugs that are game killing, and even if they leave some of the bugs where you have to just kind of work around them like we always have, I'm good. If I can get on and play with my friends, I'm fine. But I need it to get there. I need them to get it back to there. I don't care what they do. I don't care if they roll it back or whatever. The game is beautiful. I have fun. They're working on it. As long as they keep moving forward, I'd be pretty happy with it. Yeah, when this game is working, like, I'm telling you, God, there was a night, and it was the night that just made me, like, kind of, like, fall in love with it all over again, right? We were playing with a whole group of us. I think there was, like, 6 of us or 7 of us on, and it was the first time we all had the service beacons popping, right? And we were doing the critical service beacons with the Idris, and I was in the Connie Andromeda, and it was he kept focusing on me. Dude, that railgun round was just missing me. I even got a video somewhere where I slow it down where it goes right past it. I've never had that much fun. Not while playing this game, anyways. It's been insane. Exactly, Zach. That's exactly my point I was making earlier. There's not another game that scratches the itch. Like, okay, so I don't know about all you guys, but I'm a huge sci-fi fan. Like one of my favorite movies ever, The Last Starfighter. I literally in my other game room, I have the poster on my wall. Battlestar Galactica, Star Trek, Star Wars. I'm just a sci-fi junkie, and like especially with like ships and stuff. And there's not another game that does that. Like Elite Dangerous kind of scratches a little bit of it, but as soon as Star Citizen came around, you can get in and out of the ship and walk around and see it. I'm like, that was it. There was no more Elite Dangerous. Yeah, Nathan, it's all been. Somebody just posted something, I think, on Reddit here. I was just kind of seeing. Nope. It's an old one. I thought it was a new one. It just popped up on my screen. I thought it was a new one. Yeah, the Wing Commander. Yep. Nam, yeah. So one of the earlier vids before I really got to where I thought, to the point where I knew I was going to do a channel per se, I did a video. I think it's called like the Hammerhead debacle, I think, in my videos, and it was our whole little org that I was in that did the Hammerhead, and it was amazing. There's nothing like having a fully gunned Hammerhead and just going out and calling out targets and stuff like that. Oh, the Med Runners? Yeah. I've actually seen some of their stuff where I don't know if that's going to be my type of gameplay per se, but I don't know. I don't know that I'm going to be a Med Runner. It's interesting because I've had Jessica and I have even had people come pick us up, and it's useful, and I've seen people pay a lot for that, so it could be definitely a good money maker for sure. Benjamin, I mean, it definitely is. I mean, Chris being the producer of all those, I mean, he took everything he's ever wanted to do in all those games, and the technology finally caught up to where he's trying to make it happen. I just think he's one step ahead of where the technology is, and they're like having to wait for the technology to be built while they're doing it. And I think that's the holdup. I think that's why people are like, oh, it's going to be, our grandchildren are going to absolutely love this game. I know there's been a few of those videos I've seen. Like, we're going to have to write Star Citizen into our wills. Yep, I've been in a Redeemer one time. One time I got to play in a Redeemer. But I didn't really get to battle in it. I fought them. There's a lot of people who like the Med Runner stuff. I mean, obviously there's a lot of use for it, because that's why they came out with the C8R, which was, it's one of the most useful ships in the whole game. It was that C8R, especially for the price. Oh no, Benjamin, I'm right there with you. I mean, if you want, man, I wish I knew. I don't have enough time right now to go search for it. But there's a video where they talk about from the very beginning. When they were in that CryEngine, right, and then they had to switch to Amazon. I mean, yeah, when they did that switch, it was all straight build from there. He knew what he wanted to do. He knew the technology didn't exist, and he knew they were going to have to make it. And I bet you that's 80% of what the holdup is for everything. Is just building that technology so that they can, like Zach said earlier, it's going to be like a not persistent thing, but what did we call it, Zach, earlier when we were talking about the just the planet generation? Man, the word is right on the tip of my tongue all of a sudden. Procedural. Oh my god, thank you. That was gonna drive me crazy. I was literally about to grab my phone when you typed that. Procedural generation. Yeah, they're gonna use all those tools to be able to, you know. And of course that's gonna bring, all those tools are gonna bring stuff. I mean, they were gonna have to build a tool anyways. We knew they were for like our own persistent hangers. We knew they were gonna have to build a tool for that. But it just makes me, I mean, with 100 people in a server and only the systems that I just don't see us getting persistent hangers until they open up Pyro and maybe another system or two, and then maybe we'll get it then. Man, that's a long time to not PC game. I go back and forth. I have a Series X, but since, what was it, 3.17.1, I really haven't touched my Xbox very much. The only reason I went back and forth to Xbox is I like to kick my feet up and like lay back on my futon and relax and play. For like, especially like if I'm playing like No Man's Sky or something like that, it's relaxing. But since I'm doing the channel and a lot of the times I play, I'm recording for the footage and stuff like that, no more downtime. I've always had some sort of PC, some sort of gaming PC. Now, the one I have now, I built specifically for Star Citizen. Same for Jessica's. We built hers specifically for Star Citizen. Hers was a challenge to build because we needed something in a very small, compact case that she could take back and forth. And that's a challenge. Aaron, yeah, that's right. That's good information. It is. That's 100% right. They did. Amazon did buy it, but they made a lot of changes to it. Didn't they like kind of revamp the whole thing of what CryEngine was? I thought I read an article where they like basically it kind of wasn't even CryEngine after they got done with it. Yeah, the graphics card race where they were like popping them out like every 4 months. Oh, that hurts to. So what are y'all running on? What graphics card are you guys running on right now? What are y'all using? Like like the itch for me right now to upgrade to the new like 7900X or the X3D is like real. I'm not going to because the money I'm using the money for the channel. Everything I'm doing right now is going to go towards the channel. Ooh, 3090, that's nice. Oh, that's a dream. That's a dream card. I'm on a 3080 Ti. And then we set Jessica up. She just got her 3070, but she only plays in 1080, so the 3070 is great for that. Ooh, a 4070. That's nice too. Look at you guys with all these fancy rigs. Okay, so I have a 5800 X3D. That's what I'm playing on. So I've got a 5800 X3D, 32 gigs of RAM, and the 3080 Ti, and of course the SSD. Nam, I know a lot of people who are playing. I know one of the guys in our org, he plays on a 1660 Ti. And he plays fine. And I don't know how some of them are playing like that. I mean, I guess the settings are just... Okay, so my rig, when I first had my rig, I had a 6900 XT. I'm done. I'm done with AMD and the driver issues. I'm done. Like, we would be playing and we would just go to black screens. Jessica and I both. Jessica had a 6700 XT and I had a 6900 XT. And I just got so tired of those drivers issues and then having to fight rolling it back and all kind of stuff every time they updated. And we've switched to the NVIDIA stuff and zero, not one issue. NVIDIA is great. So AMD is great. The graphic for everything but Star Citizen. For everything but Star Citizen. Star Citizen like hates AMD. Or in our case, I mean, I know a lot of people who play on them, but like I kept having to like mess with the drivers, and I just got tired of messing with the card. I was like, I just want to get on and play. So we switched to the NVIDIA, and I've not had to touch anything since. It runs like a dream. That 30 Ti just hums right along. And then her 3070 that she just got, no issues. I mean, it was a plug and play. Look at Abe coming in here with a 4090. Get out of here. That's awesome, man. 4090, that'd be a dream card right now. A 4090 would help, especially with like the streaming and playing. So right now I'm only using a one PC setup, but pretty soon when I add the stuff that I want to add, I think I'm gonna have to like use my other HP gaming laptop as to run all the programs. I just don't want to have to buy like a cam link right now. I don't want to spend the extra like $100 or whatever to buy that cam link to get it all to work. Right now I get to use a remote system for my Sony camera, and that's what I'm being recorded on right now. If there are only 8 people, I'd hope so. I normally run around like in the cities with about 40 with the 3080 Ti. God, I'd love a 4090. God. 4090's just a beast of a card. Shoot, I'd be fine with the 4080. Give me a 4080. I'm just not paying $1,500 for one. That's insane. At least while my 3080 Ti is working just fine. See, Loreville for me is where the frames drop a little bit more. Like when you're on the tram and stuff, that's where it drops for me in Loreville. And like every once in a while it'll hit like 35 to 40, and that's where my low, like Orison hasn't been that bad for me. It's really weird though, right? Because if you're standing on Port Olisar and you look at the planet and then you look away from the planet, it jumps like 20 or 30 FPS. Yeah, Level Cap has a 4090 for sure. I remember when he got it. I was watching that stream when he said he had just got it, because I think he was playing like Battlefield 2042. Preston, you're getting... What are you running, Preston? Yeah. Yeah, when I'm in space, even in Quantum, I get... My FPS is way up there. Yeah, I don't think it matters what card you're on in Loreville. Loreville is like just a 40 FPS area. I mean, maybe not on the 4090, but any of the 30 series cards, I feel like you're hovering in the 40s. Yeah, I don't overclock anything anymore. Most of this stuff is like so up there. Preston, I think it's time for a CPU upgrade, isn't it? With that 4090. What do you like, a 13900K? Or heck, man, pair it with one of those new 7950X 3Ds. Holy crap, that thing would fly. Somebody just did that, right? They did a video like 8K with the 7950X 3D and the 4090. I know I saw that. Yeah, President. Yeah, exactly. The 7900 is good. The 7950 seem like they're harder to get. The 7900 are, heck, even like a 7800 X3D would be flying. Yeah, I always have film grade VSync and motion blur off. So I wonder how big of a jump it is from the 7800 to the 7900 3D. I wonder if that's a big jump for the money, because that's a pretty big money difference right there, right? From the 7800 to the 7900. I thought that's like a $200 jump. So how much RAM are we running then? I'm at 32. I need to upgrade to 64 because of all the streaming stuff while I'm playing, but 32 just playing the game, I don't max 32 out, so there was no sense in trying 64. 64 is just overkill. I think the most I've seen is like 19 to 20 in usage. Man, y'all's rigs are making me jealous. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, hey. Yeah, I actually don't have it set up like I can, like, without like looking to see who's watching and stuff like that. Yeah, it's But is that big enough jump? I didn't think so. Upgrading to the DDR5 from the DDR4, I didn't think that was a big enough jump for the money right now, because the DDR5 is still expensive. I'm running 3600. I have 32 gigs of 3600. But going to 6000, is that the performance? I mean, I thought it was only like a 2 or 3 FPS gain. I mean, I guess if you combine everything, because, you know, if I go to the DDR5, I'm going to have another CPU. So I'm definitely going to see an increase. Heard picture that. Yeah. Hey, an alien world. There's nothing wrong with that. I have an HP gaming laptop in there with a 1660 Ti, and it actually runs Star Citizen. I'm not gonna say it runs it well, but somebody can definitely play it if that's all they're doing on that 1080 screen. Well, the DDR5 has gone down. I know that for sure, but just the performance, like, to go to DDR5, I'm going to have to change my CPU, and that's going to make me want to change my processor while I'm doing it. If I'm going to rip my computer apart again, I'm going to upgrade it. I mean, I have the triple fan, like the liquid cooled, which helped me a ton with the heat, but the ultra wide. See, I didn't do an ultra wide because I was going to stream, because I want instead of having one big monitor, I wanted to have the separate monitors. That's the only reason why I didn't go with an ultra wide. I bet it looks amazing. I can't even imagine. Makes me sick just talking about it, right? I'm like, I want to try, like, I want like an ultra wide just to plug in every once in a while to play on. Like an ultra wide with the Toby. That sounds like heaven. Yeah, so my resolution that I'm running on, and again, this is because we're doing the videos and we're doing some streaming. I run at the 1440, so I do the 2.5K. I'm not running. I mean, I could run at 4K if I didn't do the rest of it, but I'm only doing the 2.5K right now. And it looks gorgeous. I have zero complaints with running at 1440. And you'll see, like, most of my videos that go up they're usually in 1440. Yeah, no, I agree with what they're saying. You can upgrade the RAM in your laptop. I've never had a laptop that I couldn't upgrade the RAM. Yes, Abe, I agree. Like I want to upgrade to 64 at some point. Like I said, right now all the funds right now are kind of going to the like channel stuff at the moment, but I'm gonna do another upgrade. I think the 64 gigs might smooth some stuff out with like some of the streaming stuff. Because I don't really want to use dual PC. I want to use a single PC. I don't know. I just feel like it's easier to use a single PC. Yeah. See. Okay. So Jessica is in 1080p. She plays in 1080. She has the exact same monitor I have. It's actually sitting behind me back here because that's where she sits, directly behind me right here. But she has the MSI, the curve that's 1080p. I think it's like, what is it, 165 hertz. But hers looks good. Like where I see the distance is like the draw distance, right? Like it's looking at stuff in the background. There's nothing wrong with streaming 1080p. 1080p looks great on YouTube. Half the videos I watch are in 1080p, and they look fantastic. There's nothing wrong with it. God, for some reason I thought it was only Apple that did all the solder to the boards. That would make sense though that Alienware would do it. I don't know anything about Alienware laptops, so I can't help you there, Nam. You're gonna have to get the experts on that one. Okay, Hurtfixer is saying it's not soldered on. Right, Abe. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have to upgrade too much right now to just to go to DDR5. I mean, don't get me wrong. I guess the CPU upgrade would be a better upgrade than just the DDR5. So either way. But yeah, my monitor that I'm playing on is the 165 hertz in 1440p. It's smooth. It makes a difference. I was kind of on the fence about it. I was like, does it make a difference? Does it not? It definitely makes a difference. I'm not sure it makes a difference in Star Citizen, but on other games, you can definitely tell it's making a difference. Hey, what's up, Dak? Yep, talking a little bit of PC setup since Star Citizen is kind of on the down. I was kind of hoping we would get some updates over here, but if y'all can see the screen where my mouse is, we're not really getting any updates. I was kind of hoping, but it looks like it's going to be a tomorrow thing maybe for them to update us, or I hope they update us. Hey, Zach, man, I really appreciate it. Thank you for all the info, man. I hope I see you again on some of the streams. It was nice talking to you. Some great info. Thanks for sticking around. It might, even if the human eye can only see at 60 hertz though, like it's all about like when you move your mouse is where I find that it's smoother, right? So when you move your mouse fast, I feel like the 165 hertz is like smoother when you're moving, just for movement. But otherwise, no, you can't see a difference in the hertz just staring at a stuff in the background that's kind of moving around. Oh, Preston, God, man, you preaching to the choir, man. I would love to upgrade. But if I think if I upgraded again, Jessica would. I think we have upgrade. So recently, I got a new processor. My processor went to her computer. Her processor went to her son's. Then her old graphics card went into her son's, and then she got a new one. Then we sold it. Man, it's been like a never-ending swap out of parts for stuff. And like right now, I'm like literally afraid to touch anything because it's all like, for the first time in like months, it's like working perfectly smooth. And that 5800 X3D was just insane. Preston, I'd probably upgrade my computer every week if I could figure out a way to do it. I like building them. I mean, I do them myself, so like once I get everything that I want set up here, like I feel like I want one more monitor. I want one more monitor like to put above this one or something, or maybe a TV on the wall just for like streaming stuff. But that's later. I'm not worried about that stuff right now. I have a nice setup. You know, I'm able to do this and communicate and see everything that I need to see. So yeah, Dak, I like building them, man. I'd build them 24/7 if I could. It's fun. I enjoy it. It's relaxing for me. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like Abe, right now, like so ever since I went to that 5800 X3D, I haven't had an issue playing the game and streaming. Now, I'm only streaming to YouTube, right? I'm not streaming like to Twitch and the other stuff right now. I'm just streaming to the one place, and that's probably why I can get away with it. If I start streaming to multiple places, which right now I don't have any plans to do, my plan is just to stick to YouTube for a while, at least for the next maybe 6 months, and just, I mean, I appreciate everybody being here, but you know, I mean, if I'm being honest with you guys and myself, you know, it's a newer channel. Jessica and I've been doing this. We started it really back in December, so we've only been doing it in December. So you know, we've come quite a ways in just a shorter period of time. So I don't want to like overdo it on the setup. You know, I want to make sure that we're gonna proceed and, you know, be successful and stuff like that before we start dumping all the money into like upgrading motherboards and CPUs again. I at least need to leave it alone for like a couple more months. I think Jessica might kill me if I try to upgrade it again. It's not like it's her money, but still, I think I will drive her insane just doing it again. Hey, let's go to Micro Center. Let's check Best Buy. Hurt Fixer, no. I'm on the screen right now. I'm on the latest incident report right now. We're still on 3.18. It is in a major outage state, and they just turned off the character repair. They disabled it. That's where we're at right now. Nothing's working. I haven't been able to get in the game. I don't think anybody in chat has been able to get into the game. We're kind of stuck at a standstill right now. Yep, Restream is I mean, we've looked at everything. I've been looking at like stuff for thumbnail. Like I did photography for a long time, like earlier in my life. I did it for years. All kind of stuff like weddings and stuff like that. And so the camera I'm using is actually one of my old photography cameras. Don't get me, I say old. I'm using an A7 II. I think I think we're in a consensus with everybody in the chat right now. We're thinking maybe towards late this week. I'm thinking, I personally, I'm going to say Friday. I'm going to go with another Friday debacle. That's what I'm going to go. Roberto, you made it in? You're in? You're in start? Are you in or are you just on the main screen? Or are you actually on the live? It's 750. I'm with Benjamin, man. I'm kind of liking that 400 number a lot better. Hey, make your money, man. You got to get that money back for that new card. We all got to get that paper. Yeah, I'd love for it to be up tomorrow, but I don't know. They keep putting it up and taking it down, so I don't know if it's going to come back up. No, SIG loves the debacles. They love the attention, right? They're going to do it on Friday. You know they're going to do it on Friday. They're going to be like, okay, wipe, redo it, 3.18, let's try it again. I hope they don't do that. But I don't think anything they do at this point is really going to be a surprise to anybody, whether they wipe it or don't wipe it, or they fix it or they can't fix it, or they roll it back. I don't think anything's really going to be a surprise. Luck. The torpedo restock bug. Oh, I guarantee you that will be back. I've already been on pads where I couldn't restock anything. Like the whole thing was dead. Couldn't refuel, couldn't do anything. But I mean, that's a normal bug that's plagued Star Citizen since I've been playing. It's like some servers you get on and you're good, and then some servers you get on and you can't do anything. Dak, I think it's normal. I really do. I think it's normal. I think the deal with Star Citizen is the community is so involved in it, and they have stuff set up like, you know, Spectrum where everybody can voice, and the issue councils and stuff like that. I think it makes it a much bigger deal. Now again, you have people spending a lot more money on it as well, right? I mean, are any of you guys going to spend $2,000 on Starfield? I'm not. Sisvian, yeah, we've been talking about this for like the last couple of hours. I mean, I have most of the stuff pulled up. I mean, I have the issue council pulled up, and I pulled up Reddit. I've pulled up the current status, you know, the update page that they have right here. We've been refreshing it to see if they're doing, you know, yeah, hopefully it comes back up tomorrow. That'd be fantastic. Because like we're just talking about the other day, we want to do some like streams where I can like stream with some of you guys, right? Like where we can play in a group together where we just pick a day. We can say like the first 20 minutes of the stream, we're gonna try to see if we can get as many of you guys in the same game as possible, and then just like do some missions, do some bunkers, do some service beacons and some bounties and whatever we can get done. Ouch. So I had the A2 in 3.17 as well. Yeah, the bombs. I only had the bombs not restock one time, and it wasn't all the bombs. It was just one bomb. I had one bomb that wouldn't restock. It would just restock two, but not the third one. For the most part, the community is great if you stay off of Spectrum. I don't post on Spectrum, and I try not to be on Spectrum. It's so negative over there. It's like just the people who are gonna complain. Like the issue council is one thing, but like the Spectrum itself, I try not to mess with Spectrum too much. I miss a lot of. I browse through it. I just don't post. Ooh, 60K lobby area. Yep, that'll do it. Hurt Fixer, is that your pledged? Is that what you got pledged? Yeah, Benjamin, we'll definitely have a day where we get people in the game and playing. That's a for sure. I mean, that's the whole reason why I started doing this streaming, is so we can talk like this and just mess around. And I mean, that's why I haven't even been doing anything on the screen. I'm just like literally just we're just having a big O like forum type. But yeah, that's the ultimate goal. I want to be able to get online and play with you guys. Like some of you guys, I can already tell you, we would have a freaking blast playing this, right? Chatting like this, like with voice rather than just reading it on a screen would be that'd be some good times. I've got like a list of stuff that I want to do just right now, like waiting on this whole 3.18. Like I have like a whole list of videos that I want to do and get out. Lots of different types of streams to do, but like the one on the top of the list was actually get on and play with, like, you know, during a stream, like stream play, I guess, whatever you want to call it, whatever the correct term is for it. Start an org. That's on the list. I just, like, right now I don't feel like we're at a point where having enough people. I feel like it's too early to like try to do. I don't want to do too much. Like I don't want to get focused on other areas and then I can't like do what I'm enjoying doing now with you guys that are kind of getting everybody going and stuff. And we are working on a Discord. The Discord is almost finished. I will finish the Discord this week. I'll pick a day. I'll pick like Wednesday or something and finish it up. I need to set some of the stuff and set some of the groups and stuff like that up. It's taking a lot more time to set the Discord up than I originally thought. For us oldies, is that what you're saying, Scythian? I hope I'm saying your name right. Our screen names are get kind of. Yeah, that's why I said, you know, like we were talking about our ages earlier. Like I'm at a point now where I'm trying to be as patient as I can, and I hop into streams and just chat. Not even my streams. I've hopped into some of the other streams. I was chatting, I think earlier today. I think I was in Grumpy's stream, chatting with some of the. I mean, a cat person in game. What's that cat game that just came out? What was it called? Didn't we just get a cat game last year? What was that cat game called? Oh my god, I wanted to play it. I cannot think of the name. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Stray. Thank you, Dak. Thank you. Oh my god. How can I not remember that? Jesus. Stray, yes. Yeah, it's on Steam. How long have I been playing? I've been since 2016. I've had it, but I didn't play a lot in 2016. I bought it, played a little bit. There wasn't, I just, you know, the normal aggravations. And at the time I had been playing other games, so wasn't too concerned with it. 2017, I played a little bit more. And then it was just literally from 2017 till about 3.17 patch. It was like I was just on and off. And then now in the last probably 6 months, when we decided that we were gonna, you know, do the streaming and channel, like the way we ended up doing this was like we were already playing and like I knew how to do a lot of it, but I just never tried. And I had gotten told like so many times, I can't tell you how many times I got told, man, you should do a YouTube or you should stream a little bit or you'd be good at it or whatever. And I'm like, let me try and let me see what this is going to be about. Let me see if I can do it. Cause I don't get like, I never got nervous, like talking in like public or like in meetings and stuff like that. None of that stuff ever really bothered me that much, like speech class or anything like that. I could care less. I mean, I'm seasoned with life, and you're always going to have your positive people. You're always going to have your negative people, and just learning how to navigate that is just the way to go. You fly like a ape that you are. Classic. Hey, Stray was a huge hit, but you notice you don't hear much about that game anymore, right? Like, it was like everywhere for like a week or two, and then now you hear nothing about it. I saw it and watched people stream it. I thought it looked fun, but I think it was a puzzle game, right? Stray was basically a puzzle game. You're figuring out like how to navigate it and where to go. Yeah, Voxstrike, that's I definitely want to do an org. Ultimate goals, right? But, the channel, I'm trying to get the channel to grow a little bit. And once I get to, like, I have a number in mind. Obviously getting to 1,000 is a breaking point for a channel, right? You get monetized and it helps support like what you're doing. It'll also help me with time and stuff like that. But once I get a little bit further along, I'd like to do a lot more. An org would be, very top of the list. But right now, I'm gonna try to get the Discord out. Once I get the Discord out, then we'll look at the org next. But I guess you can use can you not just use the Discord as your org? Can't you just use the Discord? You don't really need to go further than that. Single player games don't last. It's hard to make them last. That's for dang sure. It's got to be a heck of a game. Carl, no, sir. I'm definitely not on Twitch. I looked at doing it, and right now, kind of my whole channel from YouTube and stuff is, I'm keeping it all in one spot for now. It is. I do have plans in maybe the next couple of months to stream to both platforms. That's what I'd like to do. Discord is just the comms outside. Yeah. Well, yeah. So what would you guys do? Like, if you were doing an org, what all would you want set up for like an org? How do I say it? Other than a Discord so that y'all can get in and communicate as an organization. I have one on Star Citizen. So if that's what we're talking about, like an org as part of Star Citizen, if y'all want to check it out, it is called Silver Squad. SILVER Squad. Squadron. Sorry. Silver Squadron. Oh my God. Almost stuck my foot in my mouth, right? Silver Squadron. That's actually on the RSI website. And the Discord is going to end up being the same. I'm just in the process of it right now. DAC, yeah, that's exactly right. It's basically a fancy word for group. Herp Fixture, that's pretty cool. The Tom. So your help after what? Well, that's pretty awesome. See, that's why I like the community, right? That's cool. Like poor people like me that I'm not like poor, but I'm YouTube poor right now, like trying to do the channel and stuff right now, like get set up, but being that way I can like you help people like what do you mean by help? Do you like help people like get AUEC? Or you help them as in like just get them going and teach them how to do stuff? Benjamin, so you want like a secure, almost like a security type. Yeah, Foxtrot. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. So, but can't you do the event planning inside? You can do it all inside Discord, right? Discord definitely is for the comms. You have the voice chat in the Discord, but you can also you have the chat and you have all that stuff that you basically have everything you need to set up stuff. Like I already have like set up right now, like not as voice comms. I do have voice comms for like event 1, event 2, streaming, content creators, stuff like that. But I also have sections set up that are for like the text, like the event text, like announcement of events that are coming and stuff like that. I have that type of stuff. Perfect. That's a pretty cool org to do that, to help people. I mean, I have no doubt that if I had one, that would be part of it. I mean, I've given away, like at the end, I gave away like a couple million credits that I had that I wasn't going to use. A security group. Yep. See, that's hard. That's hard for me as an org, right? Because I literally play every aspect of the game. So like setting up an org around specific. Now, I mean, inside the org, I would have different things for at times when we get on and we say, hey, we're going to do this or we're going to do that. But like, I like playing like all the different stuff. Like sometimes I get on and I want to mine. Sometimes I'm going to want to salvage. I bounty hunt. I PvE. PvE. I do it. I like to do it all. So it's hard for me to like pick one specific role. I'd be wanting to switch it all the time if I just did one specific role. Now, if I had an org that was based around like, I guess like just helping, that doesn't have to be as specific. Yeah, I do have some of that set up already. Like I have probably more than half of it set up. It just took me it took me a while to get it how I wanted it set up. Maybe after I get it out, I can get with you and we can take a look at what I have already set up and we can make some changes. And that goes for all you guys who are talking. I mean, any of the help is always appreciated. I mean, I'm not going to be just in one org. One of the orgs that I'm in right now, the Phoenix Hunters. I mean, they're a bunch of really good guys in there, and I'm not going to leave that just to do my own. Right? Those guys are great. I've had some good times in there. Yeah, I know there was an org. I was talking to one of the guys. He was part of an org that they do security for people who are doing like cargo running. That's what they do. They do protection services. Yep. Yep, I'm at that. Yeah, her picture. Yeah. So that's what I was just getting to that. Like, so and when I'm a part of that Phoenix Hunters, we have affiliates inside that organization as well. So that's what I would do as well. I mean, I'm not limited. I'm not gonna just say, hey, I'm only gonna do a couple of things. I mean, if I can have multiple affiliates, I mean, the more the merrier. I hate to say that, but it's true. And that's how I've looked at this whole thing when I went to go even setting up the channel. That's what I told, Jessica and I were talking about what are we going to do? And I was like, well, I don't want to do just one thing, right? Like I want to touch on all of it. So like even some of the videos that I do, I know they're not going to, I know some people make videos just because those are the videos that are going to get the most views. And that's not the way Jessica and I do things. I do everything. The other night I did a video like I was playing a game Planet Crafter and I threw that video out there because I played kind of like through the whole epilogue of the whole game. It's actually pretty fun. It's nice and relaxing. But I knew that it wasn't going to be some great video, but I enjoyed it. I did it anyways. It gave somebody some good information on it. Maybe it steered somebody one way or the other. Hey Robert, welcome. Yeah, just dude, man, this is the only thing I can tell you right now. It's just hang in there. I promise it'll be worth it. You've literally came at probably one of the worst times for Star Citizen. Just hang in there and it will all sort itself out and you'll be crying happy tears like the rest of us pretty soon. Yeah, Drakey. I mean, it's it's true. And if you've watched any of my earlier videos, I watched probably before I created this channel. I cannot tell you how many like creators I watched, especially like in the gaming, and I would sit there and be like, I don't want to be like this guy. I don't want to be like this guy. I don't want to do scripted channels. I, you know. I'm sitting here like I have some of this stuff up, but I don't have a list. I don't have anything in front of me that I'm like following. Like sometimes when I do a stream, I'll have like stuff I need to touch on, but there's not a script with words on the screen that I'm like talking, like I'm reading off of. That is not going to be this channel. And even that last video I put up, I got some heat because I didn't post the reply from a dev because he said expected, and I'm like, I'm not gonna put something in the video because of a maybe. Like I gave the information in the video that there's a wipe coming because it's 50-50 and you be better to save your credits and play it safe rather than go by a dev saying, hey, we might not wipe, maybe, who knows. Hey Josh, welcome to the channel, man. Thanks for stopping by. Yep, we're all here just kind of groaning about it. We got a lot of hopeful people in the chat. I mean, I think they're gonna get it. They're gonna get this. I have faith that they're gonna get this. I really do. Foxtrot, that sounds freaking amazing. You can sign me up for that. Tears and frustration. Yep, that's about right. Nam, I'm actually probably gonna get off at around probably around 8:30. Y'all are gonna cry when I tell you this, but yeah, so it's 8 p.m. 8:18 p.m. here for me right now. I get up for work at 3 a.m. So yeah, cry some tears for me because I hate it. But I've been doing it for, God, I can't even tell you how long. Forever. Carl, yeah. So I always touch on this alpha thing, right? And you're right. It is an alpha. We all know it. It's an alpha, and most people know what a game in alpha is. But when you have a game in alpha and you just feature creep that thing into the end of time, you can call it an alpha all day long. It is an alpha. I wish it wasn't. I'm just gonna say I wish it wasn't because that's really all we can say, right? I mean, it's like I said, I support the game. I'm here. I get frustrated like everybody else. Maybe I'll talk a little mess, but I come back to it because I think it's a beautiful game, and I see the vision where he wants to go. And if we can get there, holy cow, man, are we in for some years of fun? Hopefully more years than not. Mess with the best, not like the rest. Orlando, Florida. Been there. I've been to Gulf Breeze, Florida, Orlando, Florida, Tampa, Florida, Miami, Florida, New Smyrna Beach, Florida. I'm not in Florida. I'm in Texas, but I have been to all those places in Florida. If YouTube could become my full-time job, would I do it? Yeah, man, I enjoy this. I know some people can't do it that... Yeah, I don't know. I would do it, yes. The answer is yes. I would definitely make this my full-time job if it was available. But that's... I mean, we're talking... That's way down the road, right? Josh, I work 10 hours. So I normally get off... I normally get to work around 5. I get up right about 3:30-ish. Get to work about 5, work till like 3:30, drive an hour. I drive an hour to and from. So like almost 2 hours. So Hurt Fixer and Fox, we're all in the same time zone. We're all in Texas. I'm down towards the Houston area. I'm south of Houston. Star Citizen is my retirement plan. I didn't really think about it like that, but I can actually see that happening for myself as well, especially if they fix half this stuff, right? Benjamin, Las Vegas. I have been to Las Vegas 3 times. Sage, honestly, man, I wish they would just come out with Squadron 42. I would play it, and if it's actually true what they're saying, where all the tech's gonna roll over, I'm okay with that. I just hope they release Squadron in the next 2 years. I don't see that happening, but I wish they would release it in the next 2 years. And then yeah, all of it would roll over to the PU. Kansas, yes. I have not been to Kansas. I've been saying all the places I've been, but I have not been to Kansas. I haven't been much north. I've been to Colorado, but not Colorado, Georgia, Alabama. You know, all the states across towards Florida I've been to. Foxtrot, I'd be 100% down with that. I'd make a drive for that. I mean, I'm in Houston. What? Austin's like what? A 4.5 hour drive, depending on if you have a lead foot or not. Yeah, Carl. Oh, that's really cool. That you beta tested the original Wing Commander. That's kind of neat. I just wish they were, I don't know. I just feel like I wish SIG was just a little bit more supportive in certain areas. And I know that goes back and forth, right? Because they were more supportive and they got backlash for being too supportive, and they've kind of went back and they've gone kind of back and forth on it. I liked it when they gave more information, but that's because I'm more patient and I can see like the younger crowd not being as patient and getting more aggravated over it. I mean, I'd love to be playing right now. That's no lie, but I'm not going to sit here and like be too torn up over it. Now in a couple of weeks, if it's not ready, I might be a little more aggravated. Hey Josh, thanks for stopping by, man. If you're still here, I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by the channel. God bless you too, man, and hope to see you on the next one. Foxtrot, when is Citizen Con? Man, I got all these dates. I need to write them down. That's probably what I need to do. Oh, Foxtrot, that's true, man. I always forget the studio in Austin. Yeah, man. I'm surprised they haven't done one. Have they not done a Bar Citizen? I thought they did one around Austin. Because there was a group on Discord for it or something. Because there's a Bar Citizen group on Discord I saw. Hey, Hurt Fixer, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for chatting. I really appreciate it. Talk to you on the next one. Robert, is it November? Citizen Con's not November, is it? I thought it was earlier. October. Yeah, there it is. Let's say I didn't think it was that late. It was close though. I guess October's close enough to November. Benjamin, I hate the cold. Colorado, went skiing. Too much white, not my thing. Give me beaches. Give me sandy beaches. Or some country. Yeah, well, Carl, they're pretty successful at getting the testers to pay, aren't they? Thousands upon thousands. Well, what I'm sitting here saying thousands. Millions upon millions. Yep, straight down 35. Sylvian, what do you work for Cobb or something? I don't think Cobb would go very well on my Mustang. Later, Foxtrot, man. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate all the info. You guys have been great. I'm about to get off here in just a few minutes myself, so peace to you too, and definitely, I'll hook up with you. Yep, appreciate it. Thank you. Hey, freak. What's going on? Hey, Carl, I don't get onto anybody for spending their money where they want to spend it. I'm never going to, I don't care. If you want to spend $1,000, if you want to spend 20 grand, it is your money. And if Star Citizen is your hobby and that's what you do, then it's your money, right? I don't know why people get all up in arms about, oh, you spend so much money on Stars. So it's their money. They work for it. They're the ones who go to work. And Nam, car talk. Okay. All right, Nam, what do you drive then? You drive something? What do you got? I'll stay on for a few more minutes for some car talk. Well, server mission isn't even coming. It's all about the RAM. That's funny. Hey, is Stephanie still around? Stephanie, are you still in here? I didn't see Stephanie leave earlier. I don't know if she's still here or not. I don't think so. A Jeep Gladiator, huh? Carl, I have a 16 Wrangler Sport on 35s. Love it. It's my daily driver. It gets crap gas mileage, and I absolutely love it. I get like a whole whopping 15 miles per gallon. Priuses cry when I go by. Sylvian, hey man, ain't anything wrong with that. I'm sure I'm gonna end up spending some more money eventually. Just right now, it's just going to other places. Unbreakable. What do you have though? Which car do you have? I mean, I assume it's the one in the picture. I can barely see it on my screen. It's like super. That's why I'm like leaning like so close because some of the stuff in the chat is little. I should be a smart person, right, and make it bigger. Oh, that doesn't make it bigger. That just makes it wider. That doesn't help me very much right now. I'll fix that later. 15 miles per gallon. Absolutely. That Jeep is a hoss. I literally, I've had the Jeep for like 3 weeks now. I just got it. I've wanted a Jeep for a really long time. I had a Alfa Romeo SUV, the Stelvio, and I traded it for the Jeep. I literally went to a 3-year older car. Being a Jeep owner, oh my God, don't get me started on the Jeep cult because Jessica is freaking out about it. She's already bought a bag of freaking ducks. She's already ducked like 4 or 5 Jeeps. She's loving it. But we're having a good time with the Jeep. Unbreakable. I can relate to the car being in the shop for months. I had a motor built for one of my Mustangs and it took forever. And my 66 Mustang that I have in the garage, it's been there. These are my children. Remember, guys, I don't have kids. So I've had the 66 for like, God, I don't know how many, well over 15 years. I have a 2014 GT500 that I've had for a little over a year now. Roberto, what Aegis Dynamics? That's a brand of ship. That's a company in game of ships. Aegis Dynamics, like the Gladius. That's who makes the Gladius in game. The company who makes the Gladius in game, or the Titan. S54 swapped E90. Jeez. Yeah, Robert, my car is not a turning car either. The 14 GT500 came stock with 662, so it gets up. God, good God, Carl, that's okay. That's awesome though. I'm gonna not tell Jessica that you have that many Jeeps because she'll probably want like 4 more. A Gladiator. I wanted a Gladiator really bad. Well, I wanted a newer style Jeep because I wanted the new 8-speed transmission so that I could get a little bit. I mean, they do get like 3 miles per gallon more, and it would have really helped me out. But man, the Jeep that I bought, it had like $7,500 worth of stuff on it. It had the spacers, the wheels, the tires. It had the sunscreen over both of the 4 doors. Because I did get the 4-door, the Unlimited. So it's the Unlimited Sport. So it's still the lower model, but it's the only thing that it doesn't have on it that I want is the running boards, and that's what I'm working on right now. Getting those running boards on it. I love that our Star Citizen chat turned into cars. This is fantastic, right? 2005 Subaru Legacy GT Catalyst tune boosted to 60 makes about. Dude, that's a nice car. Jessica is a like Subarus. She used to work for Subaru. Thanks, Nam. Yeah, the 66 Mustang is kind of like a resto mod. So it's got like a 9-inch rear end. It's got a GT40 crate motor, which was about 350 horsepower. It put down around like 315 to the wheels, but it's fuel injected and it's nice. I've got the back brakes are locking on me, so that's an issue that I have to fix right now. But other than that, that car runs fantastic. The GT500 is completely stock for the moment. It's going to get an intake pulley tune, headers, and then maybe some cams. I really want the cams. But I'm talking like I have all this money that it's just, it ain't happening right now. All my focus is here right now. So the cars kind of went to the side. Mojito green. Freak, you want to know my PC specs? Oh man, you just missed a good conversation earlier on the PC specs. So I have a 5800 X3D processor, 3080 Ti graphics card, and 32 gigs of a 3600 RAM, and then on a Samsung SSD. Oh, you want a contest for the Gladiator? That's pretty cool. That's neat. Nam, absolutely, we talk like we have a fortune. The one thing that I liked about my GT500 was it was the first Mustang that was spec'd to do over 200 miles an hour off the showroom floor. It's the first one. That was kind of a neat thing that I liked about it. Jacob, daily driver is a Jeep, 1999. Oh, another Jeepy. Holy cow. Okay, hey, okay, all you guys that had the Jeeps. Do y'all play with the duck stuff? Do y'all do the ducking and all that stuff? Because, like, Jessica's going crazy over it. She's having a blast with it. So, do y'all do it? How many FPS? Like, in FPS in game is probably around... I mean, I normally drop down to, like, 30-ish in Loreville. I run normally in the 40s most places, and then in space is like 100. Or if there's nobody around or there's no stations around, I get usually between 60 to 100 pretty regularly. I don't really fight any FPS issues in Star Citizen anymore. Only when the server tick rate is low. Next ship sell. Invictus. So what? May? Invictus in May? I buy all my cars with the AUEC. I wish. Oh my god. My garage would be impressive. But see, I'm different though. And it sounds like a lot of you guys are different too. So if you had like a ton of money, like buying some Ferrari or Lamborghini, I don't care about no Ferrari or Lamborghini. I want like a 4GT or like, man, I'd want some like an old Subaru STI to throw in the garage. That's Jessica's favorite car, by the way, the Subaru STI. She wants a red Subaru STI so bad. Every time she passes one, she just gets haunted by them. Carl, you have your dash full of ducks. Fantastic. Okay. So Jessica got me my first duck. It's got a fighter pilot helmet with the little spinny thing on top of it with sunglasses. It's awesome. So when you leave the ducks on the Jeeps, do you take ducks that you were given and pass them along, or do you buy new ducks to put on the Jeeps that you like? That'd be the question. 2021 Nissan Titan Pro. Oh, that's a nice truck. The Titan Pro 4X is a really nice truck. I actually know a couple of people at work who have them. Grand Cherokee. It's a Jeep. That's all that matters. Oh, Jacob, I just saw that you have a 4-inch lift. Holy cow. And Yukon lockers. Yeah, so I only have the Sport, so, you know, right now. But, hey, I just got it. I've only had it for 3 weeks. I can't talk yet because there's no telling what's going to end up getting done to it. Howard the Duck. I think we're all old enough we know that movie, right? 1970. Hey, that is a nice dream car, man. That is a nice dream car. Honestly, if we're talking about dream cars, I have mine. I've got what I want. I have my Shelby GT500. I have my old school 66. I don't want to say my dreams are small. That's just, those are the cars that I've always wanted, even when I was younger. Carl, new ducks. Okay, so we're doing it right. So the bag full of ducks I have on the floorboard that Jessica left in there. Nam, look it up. Look up the duck thing. It's crazy. So my neighborhood is full of Jeeps, right? We have Jeeps everywhere. They do Jeep parades for all the holidays and all kind of stuff. And the ducks, just something you leave on somebody's Jeep that you like. Uh-oh. There's Jessie J. See, there she is right there. She came in. See? She's having so much fun with the ducks, see? I was wondering if she was watching it all. Still waiting on my DeLorean, Mr. Fusion. I actually have a glass somewhere that had that. It's from like a collectible. It has the Mr. Fusion on the. It's like a drink glass that has Mr. Fusion on it. Yeah, Nam, the duck thing is neat. It's the Jeep community is really cool. I mean, I think Wednesday, so locally by me Wednesday they're doing a dinner in Alvin or somewhere close to me. I don't know if it's Alvin or anyway, some South Houston they're doing like some sort of dinner. So guys, just kind of start closing this off right now. I've got to get off here in just a minute or so. I just refreshed this. There's no updates to what our original topic was. I know we got way off topic, but hey, it was fun. We were having a good time, right? But yeah, there's no outage. The outage is still up. I don't expect maybe tomorrow, like a lot of you guys are saying. I hope tomorrow we see something on Star Citizen, and if we do, I'll try to update or do another stream or something to kind of go over this and update. That was the plan. It's Duck Jeep. Yep. Duck. I think it's hashtag Nam. It's like hashtag Duck Jeep. We'll pull it up too. Yep. There's definitely an app. I appreciate that, Nam. Thanks, and thanks for staying on along and chatting. I think this was a pretty good stream. This was fun. I didn't expect it to be as long as it was, but when you're having fun, time flies. There wasn't really a lot to go over Star Citizen wise, so it was kind of hard, but we had fun nevertheless. I actually learned a lot from a lot of you guys, especially with like the Discord and the channels and stuff like that, and talking about our PC specs. And so I appreciate all that info that all you guys were doing as well. And thanks for everybody who's still here and kind of following along. I appreciate it. I've been having a really good time with the channel. And we're already meeting like so many cool people that like later when I get everything set up for the Discord and stuff, it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna have fun. But yep, we're gonna call it an evening, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for sticking around. And as always, I'm gonna see you guys on the next one. All right. Night, everybody.